Obi with me. So we get the topics off and running. Good morning to the Ground Report crew. Andy Williams, speedy recovery, my brother. Speedy recovery, because I know, it's a very big one you went under, and it's time for healing. You know what I mean? So we pray that all the healing comes to you, and you're in better health, right? Lennox Smith, and of course the original Nigel Snipes. As we move on today, good morning to all the people on the bus route, maxis and taxis. All I say, yeah. Yeah, all of y'all. Always have a girl wake up on a morning, I'll wake up all bright and shining. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of things taken in as we go along, and it is what it is. Morning, Obi. Morning, Obi.
Morning. I humbly apologize. Nah, it's okay. Good morning, man. Good morning.
Morning.
Obi, you sung a little down today.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weekend was mentally draining.
Well, it is what it is. It can't all be sunshine. I have some down days. I just have my down days too, so it just be, how it goes. So you have to kind of get with the program and get it going. And, well, this week, we are on to another week. Something I was to mention, boy. I'm trying to remember what. I dream in some kind of things these days, boy. I had to go and sleep either in between 10 and 12. I had to go and sleep.
That your mind is not resting?
No, boy, not resting at all. I dreaming on a show this morning. Dreaming on a show, and all I remember was 50-70. That's all I remember, 50-70. That was part of the show. I put it up on the table. So everybody was seeing it 50-70, and I was talking all kind of different things around it and wanted to know what it mean and whatever. Real weird thing, boy. I just stopped eating 29. Well, I ain't eating much, but I tried intermittent fasting, so I'm not eating breakfast and that kind of thing. This is the first breakfast I eaten for a long while.
Are you overworked?
Yeah, boy. Right now I need to rest. Now I need to rest because I've been going.
If you don't, your body will put you to rest.
Yeah, for that.
If you don't sit down, your system will say sit
I need to go somewhere and just reset and come back. That kind of, because I'm mentally drained. I must say that.
To be no long.
No long. Another 3 days or something, and just rock back, and catch my length.
But
and
the best mental reset is rest.
Well,
it's not a pill. It's not no herb.
Well, I get.
It's not no marijuana.
I reached a point where I'm going to sleep at 7-8 o'clock, right?
Fix your microphone.
And getting up at 12. Getting up at 12 o'clock and thinking is ready to go to work. So I start doing things now in the night.
Is running.
Up until 9-10 o'clock. And trying to sleep from then until, and sometimes I'm getting up 2 o'clock. All kind of mad thing going on. So I had to kind of either take sleeping pills or I try not to take sleeping pills because I don't want to get addicted to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I really, my mind running too much way. Running, just going. And it's not something nice. It's not good for your health kind of thing, but it's alright.
It's a bit of anxiety as well.
Yeah.
I've been there, and that's why I'm telling you this. It's a bit of anxiety as well.
I'll go through my phases as normal. Everybody just go through their phases, so you know how it goes.
Let me tell you guys that cricket will be live by approximately 9:30. And
when today?
You guys continue with the show online. Right?
You will be here?
Yeah, I'll be just stick around to switch for you. You'll continue. Obi is quite capable.
Well,
you're not capable, Obi?
No, I don't know how to do
I'll
that.
stick around to give you some training today.
Alright, well, it is what it is. Nobody had to learn the board.
I'll stick around.
It is what it is. I like your shirt, Emancipation Day, man. Emancipate yourself from the PNM, man. Nice. I like it. I like your shirt. You see shirt?
No.
No, you should have seen, man.
That should
Emancipate
make me
yourself
get cussed whole weekend. But I want to say thanks to everybody who supported it.
Who designed it?
It was my idea.
Who designed it?
My buddy of mine who does do graphics works. He does print trucks and all kind of big banners and things. We sold, I made about $3,200 in sales offer the jersey so far.
What are we talking about, man? What are we talking about?
It came with a lot of hate, a lot of public backlash. Nothing I'm not accustomed to, but it was very, very disgusting. But it was also a eye-opener for me. This emancipation opened my eyes to a lot of things, and I think that is where I too have been experiencing somewhat of a brain drain mentally. And this weekend here showed me something.
Well, every 3 months I just try to go on a vacation, and my 3 months.
I think I need one. I haven't been on one in years, and I think that I need
my
one.
visa expire too, so make it even worse. Expire next emancipation, they start to go and get renewed.
Wow.
Now I need
Once
to.
it's not your passport.
Yeah, boy, they don't have passport, so my son renewed.
What's the update
June.
on that?
Since June, he put in for a new passport and he get it. So I don't know what is going on. I don't know. I don't know. Boy, there's madness going on all around the tongue. Yes. Well, I saw the lady. I saw the whole. I wanna get into that at the 11 o'clock hour. You know, so I didn't have to do it now or do it later. In the 11 o'clock hour. But I saw the lady making her comments on the Prime Minister and Minister of Cultural, Ministry of Culture, basically. And I saw her make her rant. Watch it, this government gonna have so much to tell people. When they're out of office, they'll have a lot to tell people. You know what I mean? At some point in time, you know? But for right now, they're in office. So get used to it. Right? And but it's going to be an interesting time ahead. And this concept of this adversarial politics, but then the US have it too. The US are the Dems and the Republicans, and it's bacchanal with two of them. But we have proposed something that would outlaw that and get back to the people. But I keep this morning, I think it was, I keep getting back to the Sahel states, right? In Africa, Central Africa. There are 3 countries that are getting together to basically change the format in which. Now, it's a real strange thing to watch, and it's a piece of history. We had to learn, we had to observe and learn, especially where our African brothers and sisters are concerned. For years, it has been a situation where you are, how to put it, you are marginalized, you are being stolen from, everything bad, and they're showing. My wife asked me, we can go on there. She said, why did they show African states in the way that, they show it? There's always be picked as hungry and Africa is a beautiful place, full of wealth, full of minerals, full of everything, and everybody just come in and just taking. And Ibrahim Traore came in. He's a real phenomenon too, He's real weird boy. If you sit down and really watch geopolitics of the day, he's a real weird character, boy. He just come in and just change his face up. You see, like
he's like the Elon Musk of Africa.
Well, nah, I wouldn't say that.
Elon Musk from an intelligent perspective, and him from a different concept of how he views Africa and his people. He has a different view on it.
Well, yeah. And,
that's what I mean.
And he has taken his nation. Now, first began he coming in a coup, right? And that has multiplied itself 10 times over, right? Because he's taken the minerals that was taken by the French and let them know what going on. All they coming in here and giving us nothing, pennies and a dollar. All they will pay for what all they want. You have iron ore, you have tungsten, you have uranium, you have
lithium,
diamonds, you
you
have everything in the Sahel states. And the 3 of them are setting the trend as to how we go forward. Now, it is a phenomenon in the world because they got in by a coup, and he got in as a military leader, and he is doing things in his country which is phenomenal, and they have the resources to make it phenomenal because they've been taking the resources of the countries for years, and he come in and say, "Oh, going on, da. We're not supporting that, right?" And he's just going leaps and bounds with a cotton factory and
The first thing he said
ports.
was they had to be able to feed themselves. So the
Yeah.
first thing he did out of everything else
Yeah.
was plant food.
Yeah. He just and he working for the same salary. He's a real strange character, boy. He's showing the world that democracy is not, how to put it, it's not what we think it is, but what it actually is. And democracy is supposed to help your people while you're in office, right? And he came into office with all the frills and trills, with all the big salary and the, and all these dramas. And he has been able to transform that into a new type of democracy kind of thing. Well, it's not really, I don't know what to call it now. I don't know what to call it. If it's democracy is the right word to be using. But the capitalist way that we take things and try to exploit it and try to exploit people, and he's not on that. He's not on that vein. He is doing things differently to build his country. And watch it. I implore all the youths outside that are listening. Good morning to all of y'all outside there on outside there on Radio Land and whatever. Go and research Ibrahim Traore and research what he has done within the last couple of years he's been there. The things he has been able to achieve with the resources that they have. And he's put the rest of the world on real back foot, because most of the other countries don't have that. They get the big salary, the blue lights, the protection, the whatever, and they're just going ahead with their so-called democracy. And he came in not on a democratic sense of the word, but he came in and took power and took that power to another level, which is a real strange model. That's why I say he's not like Elon Musk per se. He may have the intelligence, but he's not like Elon Musk.
No, I'm not talking about from the intelligence perspective. I'm talking about from the visionary perspective.
Well,
remember, Elon has a vision.
Yeah, but Elon has a vision for how he sees the world.
From a technology standpoint. And this guy has a vision for how he see Africa could be if it's done correctly.
Well, yes, that point. I am saying that the jury is still out on Elon Musk. Let's just put it that way. The jury is still out on him. He has to kind of prove what he's saying. Because every time this guy talks and I watch his face, all I just see is iRobot. That's all I just see. And what iRobot represents. Watch it. There's always say my landlord, he's not the brightest my landlord with my business space. He's no big scholar or nothing, but he's a real roots man and he understands the streets. And he told me once, he said, never trust the author. And it took me years to understand what he was really saying, But what he talking about is people like Elon Musk. It's like they're the authors of the thing to come, and they write. They see things different. They see things differently. Cause there's no same movie. If you understand the movie culture, a movie has been depicted already somewhere in the world. So there's no new concept. There's just variations and permeations of movies. So there's no new movie. All of them have the same kind of script. So
in other words, you want to know what your roots guy basically described to you and told you there? You've seen Matrix Part 2?
Yes. All of them movies in them.
Well, right. What your friend is talking about is the architect, the man in the white suit, who was explaining that this script has been written millions of times before, and this is just the latest version of that script.
Well, yeah, basically. But he's always saying never trust the author.
Yeah, because the author could change the story on the fly.
Yes. And they are very crafty in how they do it. And so we are wait to see what's going on with Elon Musk as he goes along. But I just see iRobot. I don't know why, because every time I open the internet, I seeing him
Doing something.
and I seeing China, and I watching China coming up very closely with robotic dog. They coming with robotic humans. They're coming up with all kinds of robotic things that we never thought existed. The one with the legs on the person who's sitting down in a chair,
assisting them to walk and stuff
like
like that.
assisting them to walk, and all these different pieces is just making me feel like like iRobot riding, boy. Just so we have.
No, but they have robots that could move around and stuff for themselves.
Well,
now,
yeah,
you know.
but for instance, you remember there's a part of the movie that there was a old woman in a home and she has a robot inside assisting her, doing everything normally, right? And we know that machines learn very quickly, right? And that robot was doing everything for her, was cleaning, cooking, attending to most of the stuff in the house. And it was, it was doing everything. Everything that she would be doing, the robot would be doing, basically. And I seen when Elon Musk talk,
That is the
that's
vision.
where we heading. Like you could go in the store, you could go in Walmart types and buy a robot.
That is actually where he is heading. He believes that everybody should have that.
Well, that's what I'm telling you, iRobot. iRobot was 10 times before its time. Now it's coming into reality. Right? We coming to the point where right now in certain countries, cars driving themselves.
Yeah.
That's where we reach to right now. Cars driving themselves, autonomous vehicles across the world. They have several companies that are doing it with all the different cameras and the sensors and the whatever. And you jumping in the backseat and you telling the car where you want to go and the car driving you and going. It's just a matter of time for just now we in no traffic, Cars go be in the air,
We got Chinese go still find a way to congest the air. That's how
Cars
bad
go
we
be
are.
in the air. That's how tell you how sad we are as a people and where we heading. Because like we don't understand where we heading. And the governance piece is the next piece that I'm worried about in terms of the governance of AI across the globe. We have to, in our boardrooms, in different places, we have to talk about these things and we have to get to a point where we understand how to control it. Because for it coming on, it's fine. But controlling it is another aspect that we need to get on top of as citizens, as people who understand what's going on. So it's a very serious. Watch, I get frightened when I see the AI. I get frightened because I watching last year. Play bed thing. Yeah, last year I remember watching I didn't see. Okay, from last year I didn't get to understand where we were going with AI. And then all of a sudden the Nigerian or the whoever it is in Africa or Ghanaians or whoever it is, right? They started putting out videos, short videos and I catching myself watching these AI videos going and coming. And like I tell ugly black people, only best girls. Best men, best girls. You watch with AI. And they depicting different scenarios and households and who love who and who want to marry into a rich family and who don't want this one and that. And last year we couldn't do that. Just last year we couldn't do that. This year is a plethora of. Just go on AI. Just go on TikTok and watch the AI videos that coming out with the different skits and things that running. It's like, wow, boy, like where we going with this? And watching the flood of it coming down the line this year. So next year we will be in a different place because right now we have men making movies with AI. whole hour and a half movies with AI, right? That is a cause for concern. You see the little glitches in the production, with the doors and thing open kind of funny and back door and wherever. But next year when they get a hang of it, picture where we will be next year. Picture where we will be next year. We will be in a very different place in terms of what we could do and what we can do. So people pay attention, get your children involved in the AI revolution. They have courses in ATS, I think. It's ATS and SBC. I think they have courses on it that will let you get how we get onto the tools that are available. And an IT specialist is not an AI specialist. I keep telling all that, right? There are two different kinds of people, right? So be very careful, people, and mind your business. Watch what's going on across the tongue. Watch what's going on and pay attention. Because just last year, we couldn't do anything AI like that. And we're going into generative AI now. So you know what happened? Pay attention, people. I wake up last night studying to do my back to school drive. I wanted to do one back to school drive because I've been doing it for a number of years, and providing children with opportunities, and everywhere I go now, somebody asks me for a 500 and a 400 and a 300, and they want to buy shoes and they want to buy everywhere I go. I can't go nowhere in peace, especially in the ghetto, without people asking me for something pertaining to school.
Yeah, custom giving so much because them some big numbers they call in, boy.
Yeah, I just give plenty. As normally going in wholesale place in
But I'm not walking up to you and saying, hey, give me $500.
well, it's people who close to me kind of thing. And
okay.
they're just telling me, give me something, they want to buy shoes for the child, or they want to buy a bag, or whatever it is, right?
Okay.
So I want to get back into the school drive thing. I haven't gotten permission yet for here as a collection point, but I will still do the drive if and find another collection point if it doesn't work out here. But I want things like school bags, lunch bags. Who?
Yeah, I have a drive going on.
Where?
TCT have a drive going on.
Right here? Oh. I didn't know that. Well, I normally do mine. So and to tell you that I did mine a couple of years ago, the girl who went ducks used his daughter as a shield, and she got a bullet by John traffic light. I remember giving her a blanket that I got on a Christmas. I got to Christmas or I got in July, somewhere around there.
A man using daughter as a shield.
Yeah, as a shield. A guy named Ducks. All right, cool. We have cricket now. We have been given the broadcast of the cricket last week, so we will continue this week on that vein and giving cricket scores, basically whatever is going on with the cricket. Cause I've seen well people already over a little bit.
Your show will continue.
Yeah, our show will continue on the internet, right, via the socials and whatever the case may be, and the free to air, which is turn your dial on your radio. For those who don't know what free to air mean, turn your dial on your radio to 91.1. You will hear the cricket live, and we will be on the other end, which is the socials. So still locked on, people. All right, people, we're back inside and nice. So we are online, getting our feed basically. So to all the people, and I'm welcome to all of you all the people on YouTube and so on. You will get us here. So we will not be live per se, but free to air. You'll be getting the cricket, so you can get in and do your thing, right? Yeah. So I was saying that yeah, so I was saying I wanted some things for my back to school drive, right? So I am going to donate some lunch bags and some school bags, and the rest will be donated by you, and I will make it a public event or some kind of something that I will give out to the relevant families and so on. Even if it's not here somewhere, it would be somewhere very soon. So you can text me at 483-0576. I know times hard. I know people not working and whatever, but those that are working and could help, I would like to give a couple people, because I normally buy books and bags and uniform and socks and this and that and whatever for my people, but I have a lot of other people that want this relief. They want that help so that they can send their children back to school with all the accoutrements and whatever they would desire, right? So it would be school bags, lunch bags, notebooks, pencils, pens, ream of paper, socks, and any other item that is needed for back to school, because most of the people outside there need this assistance. So I will get a small team together, I guess. And any other talk show hosts willing to assist, they can contact me at 483-0576. And if you donate in 6 bag and the more, okay, let me get all that trick, right? I just buy across the highway or in Arangwes on the back streets, right? They have some warehouses in the back street there, and all they be passing the years, and all they know that they have that there, right? But they are down by what you call it, but the snacks place. It is Sunshine Snack. No, Sunshine Snacks.
He is talking about.
Flavor, right?
He is talking about Bongji Road.
Bongji Road. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, that's the place.
Bootleg Price Mart, aka Big Deal. And
what kind of bootleg talking?
That is why it's called the place. And you can get all your snacks, all your snacks, all your trinkets and every little thing pertaining to kids, including books and stuff like that in that area.
Well, you can get bags and things
at wholesale prices.
You can get bags and things at wholesale prices. You just go in there, you drive in, and you tell them you come. Well, you will walk inside. And most of the times there is a sale going on of some kind, right? So for instance, if you buy 10 bags, you get it for cheaper. The more you buy, the cheaper you get it for. Mm-hmm. So if you're buying 6 bags or 10 bags or 12 bags or whatever, you get it at a discounted price. It's just one pack I want from you, if you can afford it, right? You go out there and while you're buying your books for your children and whatever and bags and thing, and you may want to go there and buy some stuff. Buy bags. They have those little lunch kits on them that you can give to them. My number is 483-0576. That's the number to call to get on to me to be able to donate to the drive. Or you can WhatsApp the number and let me know what you're going to donate, and I'll meet you somewhere, and I will spend my time going around to the people and them who WhatsApp me and let me know what is going on, so that I can pass and collect, and then get the volunteer team to separate it basically and give it to the respective households, right? I have about 5 households thus far, but I know it will increase when the drive gets going, right? So these are the things that I want. As I keep telling you, I want to get bags and lunch kits and that kind of stuff. Yeah, we want that kind of stuff. Notebooks, those single line notebooks, and the different pieces, pens and that kind of stuff. You can buy that by the 100, and the pencils and them you can buy that by the 100 and donate that to the drive. So I can put a pencil in every package for everybody. And I also want bags to put them in. So if you're getting gift bags at a cheap price, wherever, you can donate some gift bags too, so I can put them in the gift bags and give them to people.
And the nice thing, everybody, is everything he just asked for, you can literally get it in one place. Everything is there on the compound. So people, we have to go to a short break, right? And we will be back shortly.
Why is Talk City 91.1 FM the leading talk station in Trinidad and Tobago? Because nobody delivers conversations like Why is Talk City 91.1 FM the leading talk station in Trinidad and Tobago? Because nobody delivers conversations like we do. Start your mornings with Ground Report. Andy Pitbull Williams, Lennox Smith, and Nigel Snipes setting the agenda from 6 to 9 a.m. Then it's Off the Record with Stephan Reese and Mr. X, Fearless Talk, and the issues everybody's discussing. Stay connected with Sharon. Ticket Front with Officer Shabadi. Go Beyond Limits with Roland Stewart. Drive Home with Heavy Duty and David Welch on Under the Radar. And wrap up your day with Kingsley and OB on The Wrap Up. Real talk, real people, real Trinidad and Tobago. Listen live on Talk City 91.1 FM and follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Talk City 91.1 FM, the #1 talk station in Trinidad and Tobago.
From July 16th to August 1st, Tobago comes alive with its greatest celebration of culture, history, and tradition, the Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Talk City 91.1 FM invites you to journey with us as we discover the people, places, and stories behind this remarkable festival. Here's today's feature.
The Tobago Heritage Festival is much more than a series of cultural shows. It is Tobago's largest annual celebration of history, traditions, and community spirit. Created in the mid-1980s to preserve the island's unique customs, the festival brings Tobago's past to life through music, dance, storytelling, food, and folklore. Unlike many festivals that take place in one location, the Tobago Heritage Festival spreads across villages throughout the island. Each community proudly presents its own traditions, giving visitors an authentic look at Tobagonian life and culture. This year's festival runs from July 16th to August 1st, 2026, celebrating the importance of community, togetherness, and cultural identity. The Tobago Heritage Festival 2026, keeping Tobago's rich heritage alive for future generations.
Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Let we tell the whole story. From July 16th to August 1st, Tobago comes alive with its greatest celebration of culture, history, and tradition, the Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Talk City 91.1 FM invites you to journey with us as we discover the people, places, and stories behind this remarkable festival. Here's today's feature.
Some stories are written in books. Others live in the hearts and memories of a people. One of Tobago's most famous folk legends is that of Gangang Sara, a mysterious African woman said to have flown across the Atlantic and settled in the village of Golden Lane. According to the legend, she possessed the power of flight, but after living in Tobago and eating salt, she lost her ability to return home. Her story has been passed down through generations and remains one of the island's most treasured pieces of folklore. During the Tobago Heritage Festival, visitors gather in Golden Lane to hear the tale brought to life through storytelling and cultural presentations. It is a reminder that heritage is not only found in historical records, but also in the stories people share from one generation to the next. This is Tobago's oral tradition at its finest, and in 2026, Tobago invites you to hear it for yourself.
Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Let we tell the whole story.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Ramala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning.
Every morning in Trinidad and Tobago, a new conversation begins. And right here, we take that conversation further, speaking with the stakeholders and voices behind the stories. From news and lifestyle to culture, health, and entertainment, we bring you the topics that matter most as you start your day. Join us weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. Watch on TTT or join the conversation from anywhere on your smart device at TNT Today Show, Trinidad and Tobago Today. Exclusively on TTT.
Why is Talk City 91.1 FM the leading talk station in Trinidad and Tobago? Because nobody delivers conversations like we do. Start your mornings with Ground Report. Andy Pitbull Williams, Lennox Smith, and Nigel Snipes setting the agenda from 6 to 9 a.m. Then it's Off the Record with Stephan Reese and Mr. X, Fearless Talk, and the issues everybody's discussing. Stay connected with Sharon. Ticket Front with Officer Shabadi. Go Beyond Limits with Roland Stewart. Drive Home with Heavy Duty and David Welch on Under the Radar. And wrap up your day with Kingsley and OB on The Wrap Up. Real talk, real people, real Trinidad and Tobago. Listen live on Talk City 91.1 FM and follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Talk City 91.1 FM, the #1 talk station in Trinidad and Tobago.
From July 16th to August 1st, Tobago comes alive with its greatest celebration of culture, history, and tradition, the Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Talk City 91.1 FM invites you to journey with us as we discover the people, places, and stories behind this remarkable festival. Here's today's feature.
The Tobago Heritage Festival is much more than a series of cultural shows. It is Tobago's largest annual celebration of history, traditions, and community spirit. Created in the mid-1980s to preserve the island's unique customs, the festival brings Tobago's past to life through music, dance, storytelling, food, and folklore. Unlike many festivals that take place in one...
Yeah, and we're back, folks.
All right, we're back inside, and I am watching the theatrics with what going on. I'm watching the theatrics with what going with what went on this week, right? So we had the African celebration going on, right? And we just keep regressing, boy. I don't know what's going on. From our days back in the day when Gladiator used to come out with his suit and thing, remember that?
Yeah.
Come out with like he full regalia. A full king suit.
Like Olga.
Yeah. Sean Felix and all of them used to come out and it progressed down the road to
Shan,
where
all of them knocking drums
yes,
down the
boy.
road.
Well, a real kind of different kind of.
Jaja is not with us anymore.
I don't think so. No, yeah, he died. And so. And I watching and I remember in those days now. So I watching the PNM this emancipation. So I was saying, how come they didn't have a procession? They did have a procession, and they went up and down the road and they talk and they whatever and the race talk and I like, why we can't just get right, boy? Why we have to be? I don't. It is very disgusting to see how these politicians is going with this race talk. And we have a nice multicultural society. We have Chinese, we have Syrians, we have Africans, and everybody make up the society, right? Everybody does make the world spin, does make Trinidad spin, right? Everybody does contribute to the GDP in some way or another. Why we can't just be, the camaraderie that we just have, boy, as people, boy, where we just bounce and hung up one another and talk and, you know what I mean? But why we start be going down this race road? Why we start be going down there? For politics' sake? It is just disgusting to watch, and funny enough, when you line up an Indian and African together, and you watch both of them, nobody added no more value than any other. You know what I mean? It's and two all black. Because when you go anywhere in the world, all you're considered black. If you're not white, you're black. Right? But this Indian thing nigger thing and all kind of mad thing always selling.
You can't use those.
Yeah, no, I can't use that.
That was a slip there.
Yeah, but
that was him getting passionate a little bit and it slip out.
Yeah, but that's where it is. That's where it is.
Any views or
Unfortunately.
opinions expressed
Yeah.
are solely those of the hosts and callers and do not represent the views, policies,
that was
or
a little
official
slip. That was a
position
little
of Talk City 91.1, its management, or affiliates.
We will accept that as a slip.
I understand. We get passionate when we try to share.
Yeah,
our views
it's
about-
real disgusting to hear when you
We
hear
have to
any.
be careful.
Yeah. I already apologize for that. But at the same time, you know what I mean? It's where we
How
are
you
as a
feel? Yeah,
people.
how you feel?
And we should not be there. Why we going down that road? You know what I mean? And,
You know-
and it's just for political sake, you know. Other
No
than
need
that,
that, right? But you mentioned the T-shirt at the start of the show, X. And when I saw the amount of hate and disgust that came from the shirt and the minds that was against the T-shirt, one of the things that and I had to say the voice of the young, and I thank God so much that, you know, I did so much work with my sons. One of my sons said something that was really amazing to me that stood out. He said, "Dad, imagine majority of the people who are here cussing you online for this shirt is cussing you while they are lying in their beds on their phone. They're cussing you about emancipation, but they're not there. They're not adding their voice to the cause. They're angry for you for your stance, which is a stance that you don't need to be there because this is your stance. They're arguing that stance being a pro stance, but they're arguing that stance being a pro stance from their bedrooms. They're not out there physically adding to the numbers or the cause." And that was the narrative across social media. And that was part of my brain drain. You have a lot of people arguing emancipation, arguing black empowerment, arguing that we're supposed to be here, there, but you weren't out there in the march. Some was liming, some was glad for the day off to stay home, some was out drinking with their friends, but you're quarreling the point. And you're not there.
Between Friday and now, did you guys have the opportunity to hear Citizen Nobody?
No.
No.
I get this.
And I really do hope that he call in today if he does have some time.
Well, Friday I heard him because Friday he had
He shared
contributions.
some- he's tired of saying the
Yes.
same thing over and over.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know if he would
He will.
call in.
Not on a
He
Monday.
will
Not on a
definitely-
Monday. He doesn't listen on a Monday.
He doesn't listen on a Monday most times. Because normally he does drop his voice notes in.
No, not normally on a Monday. Yeah. So we are at a place where we kind of conversation here. It's a still debate as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've been going through this for years. For years. Even back in the day, we used to go through this kind of shit talk. And when a predominantly Indian parties in power, oh God,
It's
it get worse.
Yeah, it's worse.
It is get worse.
And that is one of the things my topic this afternoon was gonna be on, because this weekend showed me
so
that
they're weaponizing it. They
well,
it has been
but
weaponized.
It's disgusting to hear the talk
this
what's
time.
going on.
Yeah,
Disgusting
I think
at
this
best.
year was the worst year I've ever heard it.
I'm being the advocate.
Yes,
here.
I know this. I know this. This year was the worst. It went places that it clearly should not have gone. That is what I would say.
Well, I want to say this, but I want to say it in the right way. I personally, I don't like, and this is my stance. This has nothing to do with nobody, right? I don't like the okay, for instance, UTT and the inclusion of an Indian element in the People and Them program. I think that was wrong, to be honest. Right? I really think that was wrong.
Hold on.
Uh-huh.
Before you go there,
Uh-huh.
did you look at the name of the program?
No, I don't look at it anymore.
And that was my take. Everybody is saying that they don't agree with what UTT did, but nobody's looking at the name of the program. Snipes.
What's
The name of the program was a celebration of freedom.
Yes, but not.
It
this
had
is- this-
nothing to do.
Everything has a time and a place. right? Everything under the sun has a time and a place. I don't agree with it, right? Because when you're having your Indian ceremony, you're not including no African thing in it. It is what it is, right? Sorry, but I just had to vent my views, right? Because I don't think if everything at that time.
But their arrival stuff had African things in it.
Well, then we don't mix up the thing. What we mix up the thing for? Why we going on that distance? Why we going that distance? If the people let them have the African thing, let them have the African thing. It have nothing to do with Indian thing. Same way when you have an Indian thing, you have nothing to do with them.
Then if that is the case, then we're not forward thinking. We're just regressing as a society.
No. I wouldn't say that at all.
Gentlemen, the major celebration would have been at the Savannah. This event that
UTT thing had nothing to do with that.
Speaking of, really had. This is a separate.
It was a separate thing. It's a private thing.
I would understand.
It's not a private.
Time and place.
It have patrons. It have patrons that were invited. So we don't go down that.
Yeah, but it's still private. It's not the main event.
Let me try a little spoke in the wheel here.
Morning, Mr. X, OB, Mr. Snipes again, and TNT. So let me just play devil's advocate here, right? So if we would, let's say, for some reason, go with the idea that Kareem Marcel, well, the me and them kind of thing, because he did make out a post, and he just wanted to celebrate emancipation, like if somebody's stopping him from celebrating Emancipation Day. And if we were to go with, with those in Port of Spain, that, emancipation is for the Afro-Trinidadians, okay? And if we were to go for those who kicking up a fuss against the, having the participation of the Indian dancers at UTT, well then, what I will tell the cultural minister and the PM, head down to the borough of Point 14. I had viewed that celebration and it was lovely. I was very pleased of what I saw there. Head down to Tobago, because Tobagoans are emancipated and celebrated, and leave Port of Spain. Yes, let them do their thing, let them have their thing. And the Prime Minister is damn right to attend, because that is what they wanted. She smelled the rat long time, right? And leave them, because in social media, I saw Hussein's roti shop, I saw business people, I saw East Indian of East Indian descent business people sending their greetings to our African brothers and sisters, and you know what, we the other races, the Douglas and the East Indian, don't put on no African to wear. Don't support it. Don't go in the workplace and say, because of the respect for our Afro-Trinbagonians, don't put on, let them just celebrate. If we go to think like that, we maybe the PNM supporters will be most happy. Yes, thank you.
And later down in the program, I want to go into the African piece with Geddes Granger and Kwame Ture and the renaming of the street and all them. I want to get into that, but we'll get into that after.
No, Kim Snipes, I agree with the caller. This goes right back to something I said 2 years ago. If you truly want to be racist, let's live in that stupid Lala realm. So if you get in an accident and you're leaking out of blood and you end up in the hospital, if you know he's an Indian person and the doctor come in, make sure he's an Indian doctor and make sure that the blood bag he bringing for you is Indian blood. Tell him you don't want no other type of blood in your system. And if he's an African person and you get in an accident and you're leaking out, make sure that the doctor is an African doctor and there's African blood you're getting. Let's live in this stupidity, because that is what this is. Because look at it this way. When Indian...
Are we taking this a little far?
No. Because that is what it is. If we want to live in that la la land, okay, come Indian Arrival Day and Diwali, Roti Avenue in my area. For the people who know where Roti Avenue is, that is the place where they sell the bus up shot by El Socorro there, and the street with Sylvie's and name. When those two holidays reach, majority of the people who are in the line there are African people. waiting to buy bus up shot and roti. If we
emancipation has nothing to do with that, right?
Let's bring the stupidity full circle.
I can't say stupid.
You have to bring it full circle because
all I have to
semantics.
Say is there's a time and a place for everything.
And if you're saying that, I am saying let's live in the stupidity. Let's go down that route because what is happening? No, because that's what they're saying they want. Because here it is, you're trying to say that it shouldn't be mixed at all. We shouldn't intermingle or celebrate each other's things on those specific. Okay, on that day, don't on Emancipation Day. Make sure the only food you are consuming is African food. Don't eat no other ethnicity food.
Let me show you. Hold on.
Let's live in the realm of stupidity.
Let me show you what we're talking about. Right? There was a.
Look, everybody on the chat saying that correct. Let's live in the realm of stupidity.
They can say what they want, but I am expressing my view, and I am saying there was a carding for Indian celebration or an opening up of the Indian embassy on the same day as Emancipation Day, right? I agree with the outcall that
to stop it.
Guys, we're going for the NLCB.
NLCB do. But a nice for and against. A nice for and against. It is what it is.
Why is Talk City 91.1 FM the leading talk station in Trinidad and Tobago? Because nobody delivers conversations like we do. Start your mornings with Ground Report. Andy Pitbull Williams, Lennox Smith, and Nigel Snipes setting the agenda from 6 to 9 a.m. Then it's Off the Record with Stephan Reese and Mr. X, Fearless Talk, and the issues everybody's discussing. Stay connected with Sharon. Take it front with Officer Shabadi. Go beyond limits with Roland Stewart. Drive home with Heavy Duty and David Welch on Under the Radar. And wrap up your day with Kingsley and OB on The Wrap Up. Real talk, real people, real Trinidad and Tobago. Listen live on Talk City 91.1 FM and follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Talk City 91.1 FM, the #1 talk station in Trinidad and Tobago.
From July 16th to August 1st, Tobago comes alive with its greatest celebration of culture, history, and tradition, the Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Talk City 91.1 FM invites you to journey with us as we discover the people, places, and stories behind this remarkable festival. Here's today's feature.
The Tobago Heritage Festival is much more than a series of cultural shows. It is Tobago's largest annual celebration of history, traditions, and community spirit. Created in the mid-1980s to preserve the island's unique customs, the festival brings Tobago's past to life through music, dance, storytelling, food, and folklore. Unlike many festivals that take place in one location, the Tobago Heritage Festival spreads across villages throughout the island. Each community proudly presents its own traditions, giving visitors an authentic look at Tobagonian life and culture. This year's festival runs from July 16th to August 1st, 2026, celebrating the importance of community, togetherness, and cultural identity. The Tobago Heritage Festival 2026, keeping Tobago's rich heritage alive for future generations.
Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Let we tell the whole story. From July 16th to August 1st, Tobago comes alive with its greatest celebration of culture, history, and tradition, the Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Talk City 91.1 FM invites you to journey with us as we discover the people, places, and stories behind this remarkable festival. Here's today's feature.
Some stories are written in books. Others live in the hearts and memories of a people. One of Tobago's most famous folk legends is that of Gangang Sara, a mysterious African woman said to have flown across the Atlantic and settled in the village of Golden Lane. According to the legend, she possessed the power of flight, but after living in Tobago and eating salt, she lost her ability to return home. Her story has been passed down through generations and remains one of the island's most treasured pieces of folklore. During the Tobago Heritage Festival, visitors gather in Golden Lane to hear the tale brought to life through storytelling and cultural presentations. It is a reminder that heritage is not only found in historical records, but also in the stories people share from one generation to the next. This is Tobago's oral tradition at its finest, and in 2026, Tobago invites you to hear it for yourself.
Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Let we tell the whole story.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Vermala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning.
Every morning in Trinidad and Tobago, a new conversation begins. And right here, we take that conversation further, speaking with the stakeholders and voices behind the stories. From news and lifestyle to culture, health, and entertainment, we bring you the topics that
Looking to elevate your salad with authentic local flavor? Check out Early Pickles. This is a very unique name. I hope I pronounced it right. Handcraft straight out of Tobago, made with 100% natural cholesterol-free goodness and premium tropical vegan. Oh gosh, boy. Oh God, all the challenging my education this morning. Bring real island flavor to the table. Drizzle your tangy tamarind basmati splash on some zesty citrus boost, or a vibe of our signature tropical fusion with your salads, marinade grills, and chow. Taste the difference today. Grab your bottle at the leading supermarkets nationwide, or connect with Isles Picks on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and others. Isles Picks, the home of tropical flavors. We eat, we feel, we live. Ooh. This is a very nice thing here.
I'll be taking all scripts of now.
That script was challenging.
You always do meet some scripts with some tongue twisters.
Yes, boy.
What I suggest you do is read them before you.
I read it twice before.
Those are so. Still got twisted.
The name, I don't know if the name is French or what, but I would say this: if that is the business name they're going with, they are definitely going to stand out in our crowd. And go look them up, people, because they have some good stuff. I'm familiar with it.
So, should I take you to your lines?
Yeah. Let me hear what the people have to say. Caller, good morning. Morning, good morning.
A blessed Monday morning to all.
Yeah, good morning.
And a post-emancipation.
Mm-hmm.
Am I on
Yes, you are on 91.1 Talk City.
Talk City? Right.
All right.
I would like to recommend to my colleagues in studio.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the cricket or?
No, this is not the cricket. We are the show is coming over live over social media today, and the radio station is running cricket.
Oh, this is Obi?
Yes, this is Obi.
Obi Corporal Chabria.
Okay,
How are you doing, Corporal?
Right, so I was just kind of confused because I know that streaming will take place soon. So I wanted to establish exactly what platform I'm on now.
Right, well, right. So you're on Talk City right now with us.
Okay, wonderful. So I want to give my personal view and the importance of not giving a platform to that kind of unfortunate experience that we had during the by the way, happy post-emancipation to you and the team.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
Right. I see absolutely nothing wrong with an African team or drummers performing during Indian Arrival Day.
Thank you.
I see absolutely nothing wrong in the Chinese bringing out their dragon and saying congratulations to those who have been emancipated.
Thank you.
Or even my East Indian brothers coming down in Port of Spain and joining in concert with our African brothers to congratulate them and let them know, even though we were in gent.
It's called drop. Call back, Mr. Shabadi when you get a chance. But I agree with him. And you want me to tell you why I'm standing 10 toes down on this and I'll die on a hill with this? We have come too far as a people and a society to still live in this realm. That is how I feel. You honor your ancestors by charting a way forward as a united people. If nobody is not saying not to remember the past, but don't tell me live in the past. I'm not doing that. Caller, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yeah, I just want to say something there. Shouldn't we have an African arrival day and an Indian arrival day, and then we have an emancipation day? I just want to say this. Slavery is a thing even in the Bible. That Abraham and them had slave. Moses had slave. All the Egyptian kings and things had slave. There was slavery in Judah, in Israel, in Palestine, wherever, Australia, England. So what we are saying today, emancipation is for freedom of slave, right? But today, we have any slave that celebrate really this emancipation?
No.
So then what's the big thing?
The big thing is that it's an ideology that is used to keep a certain level of division between the people that benefits politicians.
That is correct. You hit the nail straight on the head. And that's what it is, because let me say, and all the time it had emancipation, it had that before we make it a holiday. So every time we make something to be a holiday, as Rowley stated now, African Emancipation Day, and take that your own. Make it your own. So nobody else mustn't come in that. Because
but putting a name on something doesn't necessarily make it your own.
That is the point. That is the point. Because watch, remember they removed Christopher Columbus' ship. But in Christopher Columbus have more rights to this land more than we.
It still goes so, yeah?
Yeah, because he discovered here.
And he get recognition for discovering here, but it had people here when he came.
Correct, because the world was populated. You understand? But he come from the outside world to come in here. And because of him, we here today. It's a fact. Right? So all this kind of rhetoric, all what happening today, brother, is just that the PNM fighting election for the local election. And they're making African people rile up. Because when they say stop the Calcutta ship from coming to Tobago, and they win the election overwhelmingly, and then they started using rhetoric all the time that how Duke want to join with Kamala Bissessa. And then recently, Rowley say if Farley joined with Kamala Bissessa, it would be a threat to democracy. So you could see where we're going with this.
Yeah.
But man, we just have to live lovely.
Boy, listen, huh?
And get away from this kind of race thing. This fight down. Let me tell you something here. We had to just put God in front of this thing. And let me give this Prime Minister a chance to bring back this country. Because I believe God put she there. And she come like a prophet for us, so we just have to relax. We say, don't get tapped in this kind of stupidness. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah. Caller, thanks. Enjoy your day. Anybody else on the line?
You have a lot of calls now.
Caller, good morning.
Gentlemen, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
I am just calling to alert you that this program is supposed to be on the social media platforms. Correct, is right?
Yeah.
And that you're supposed to be carrying cricket on the radio frequency.
Yeah.
For normal viewers. That is not happening at this time. We are hearing your program, the regular program, instead of the cricket coverage. So please have that correct.
On open air, you're speaking of?
Yes. Right now on the radio itself, On conventional radio, we're getting you all.
Okay,
no
then.
problem. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so please have that correct. Thank you.
Let me tell caller. Let me tell you something. I'm a strong believer of living your truth. And that is where a lot of people would get upset with me for. Right? I do not believe that Trinidad belongs to anybody. The narrative that the PNM tries to push is that because the Africans are the predominant ethnicity on the island, meaning we are bigger in numbers, that Trinidad is by proxy theirs. I don't believe in that. I believe that this country belongs to all the citizens who live here. And I just think personally, we have come too far as a society. You cannot crown the term, and this is why I said I will stand on what I am standing on. Everywhere you go in the world, from our artists to our politicians to our teachers to the average citizen, when you hear people ask what island or what country is Trinidad and Tobago, the first line that comes out their mouth is, we are a multi-ethnical society. Right? That is the first thing you hear. We are a multi-ethnical society. If we are crowning that term as the first line that comes out of our mouth, we cannot live in that narrative conveniently.
I have a different take, right? You going down that road, wherever the case may be, right? But I'm saying to you, what I have learned in this life is that everything under the sun has a time and a place, right? And you don't confuffle too, right? The people in them happy Emancipation, African Day, whatever it is, let the people enjoy themselves. The same way how 11/11 is enjoyed by the Chinese, right? The same way how every other Indian festival, they enjoy it by themselves. They are inclusive, but they join their thing by themselves, fine. So I don't subscribe. I know about time and place. That's all I know. And you have to be able to read the room. And if you're selling Indian things in the middle of an African holiday, something had to be wrong with you. Is either you're not reading the room correct, or you're just deliberately insensitive and disrespectful. That's how I see it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, if that is the case, and we're doing that, live in your truth across the board.
But living in my truth, I don't understand that.
Okay, so then Emancipation Day, if I see you at a routine, and I should bat it out your hand.
No, that is a difference.
No, it's not.
That is a difference.
No, it's not.
We are talking about leaders here who are dependent upon holidays, right? If you are,
taken low by Rizwan, I think that one didn't get up as far as he thought it would.
So you saying African Day, only African thing? That what you saying?
But by proxy, they are saying that.
Right. So if you saying that, the same should apply to Indians around arm thing. Though it no pay out neither.
Exactly.
No, well, we can't be so.
Why? Well, if we cannot be so, then we could have a mixture of cultures on the days.
No.
Why not?
No, I don't agree with that. I don't celebrate African Emancipation Day. I don't celebrate it, but I know its place, and I know the significance of its place, and you do your thing based on what it is you
then
see.
if that on African, if you're celebrating African if you're celebrating Emancipation Day of Slavery for Freedom and you're locking it to strictly an African thing, on that day everybody must eat yam, dashing, fufu, jollof rice and suya chicken. We see you with anything other than that in your hand. I see you with a 2-piece and fries, I'm batting it out of your hand. Because that is not African. Live in your truth. And on Indian Arrival Day, I don't want to see you with anything that looks obscurely different to that. Don't let me see it as Sunday lunch. Don't let me see it as macaroni pie, a fried rice, a stew chicken, nothing. I'm batting it out your hand. You're supposed to have baigani sahina, kachori, and them thing, gulab jamun, and I want to see you with that in your hand. Live in your truth. Let us descend headfirst into madness.
No, that can't be madness. That can't be madness. It have the Puerto Rican Day Parade. It have all different people around the world celebrate on their day. Why you would want to desecrate that? Why the need to desecrate it? You had 364 days order to do your things. On that day or that weekend, African Emancipation Day. You study, you celebrate, you do it well, and back to regular scheduled program the next day.
Then if that is the way it's going to be done, then you're not living in your truth, and it's being conveniently
that is
used.
not true. That is not true. Let me hear the callers and let break this debate.
So far, everybody agreeing with me, by the way,
Well,
including Derek Chabody.
They could agree with you, but
But let's go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's descend into the rabbit hole of madness. Caller, good afternoon. Or good morning.
Yeah, fellas, morning.
Morning.
Yeah, half them people in the African costume. Any more African than me stand up in a garage at make me a car, you know.
Thank you, caller.
Plenty of them is just dress up for one day, you know.
It's for convenience.
Yeah, but that's not the debate. That's
It is the debate.
That's not the debate we have.
It
It will always have clowns. It will always have clowns and everything.
Then,
So that's not the debate.
and the sad part is most of the clowns happen to be people from Parliament.
From my personal experience, the only man I know from Trinidad who is a true African to heart is a lecturer from Cipriani College by the name of Kwame Nankambu.
Yeah, Shem Hotep. Hotep. Yeah.
He given us project partner, and if you spell Africa with a C instead of a K, you feel in one time, you know.
Yeah, I know the guy. He was one of my opposite lecturers. I used to have another lecture, but he used to do the same topic.
He was the Caribbean Studies man in Cipriani.
Yeah, Shem Hotep.
That is the only man I believe to my heart that really embraced Pan-Africanism. Everybody else is a clowns in costume.
Thank you, caller.
The clowns. I don't study them.
And look at it there. One of the biggest PNM sycophant clowns on the chat here is in agreement with X. That alone tells me that the narrative is being sold and used conveniently.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that at all. I don't agree with that. Side with your view.
I have no view.
Hello, good day.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. X.
Yes, morning.
And good morning to your co-host there.
Yeah, man. Good day, bro.
Obi.
This President Trinidad and Tobago Village.
Yeah, poor man, boy. What happened?
Yeah, man, again.
Yeah, President Paulus.
Well, good morning to Trinidad and Tobago too, and all your happy African Emancipation Day straight out. Now, I put it down in my African consciousness very plain and clear. All these holidays of emancipation and even independence as a state come out from after England. All of them developed after the Middle Passage. That Middle Passage is the basic reason for all this chat today, because these are the parts of slavery that really emphasize itself of today. Not the one of the Jews, because the Jews get reparation. African up to this day ain't getting a reparation. X, you start a conversation earlier talking about Ibrahim Traore, which is a good conversation because it brings to the world, that brother is bringing to the world in the recognition of how African people basically is being exploited by many nations. Indian exploit, Germany exploit, UK exploit, America exploiting Africa.
He didn't mention any French. He didn't mention any French.
Right, well, yeah, okay, right. But I think it's key there, because
It is now time that Africa and the diaspora start to wake up and take over the concern of his own wealth, health, and destiny. And in many cases, what happened in this emancipation day, Mr. Shaladi said something earlier on. There's a nice thing he said. If everybody could contribute and show that solidarity to the emancipation situation, I don't have a problem. African is going Indian thing all over the place. There are some Indian that is African thing. I don't know how much, but basically, African is not a racial person. African defending racialism from all over the world. All over the world, African defending this from
bottom line is, there is a time and a place for everything. That's all I say. Me saying nothing else. There's a time and a place for all things.
Because in the sense of the reality, when they're having the thing, it's not thing that Africans are really going to do in the thing.
You could bring in African drumming while in while in Niagara going on. You could have hello.
Things are showing.
Hello.
African people is watching.
Hello.
Making note that we are being sidelined. In this government presently, it things that
Listen,
we are being
I should ask you him today.
Thank you.
I should ask you him today because they gave me a migraine. Let me tell you something.
Oh, your head hurting from the licks you get from that jersey.
Nah, I didn't care. No, actually, I didn't pay attention to the comments. I just know what's going on, but me didn't care about that. Again, I'm migraine here right now because of the narrow-mindedness. And I see somebody in the chat and all
why you saying narrow-mindedness?
Because it is narrow-mindedness. Let me tell you why. Let me show you something. I have seen African drummers in Indian arrival celebrations and Diwali celebrations. And like I said, I strongly believe if when you decide to pivot down the narrow halls of stupidity, embrace it fully.
Why are you calling it stupidity?
Because it's stupidity.
It is people's right to disagree.
Listen.
Why are you calling it stupidity? I don't understand that.
If that is the case.
It's stupid to you, but it's stupid to somebody else.
Snipes, if that is the case, then make sure that all the drummers that beat in the drum in the African function, make sure that not one drummer is an Indian. And make sure that all the drummers that beat in, make sure all the drummers that beat in the Indian function is only Indian drummers. Let us dive head first into stupidity. Let's do it.
Caller.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Hi, morning, yeah.
You see, I don't know the names of the people there, but I'll put on the thing and I'm watching. You see the fattish fella on the right-hand side?
Yeah.
He makes a lot of sense. But you see the fella on the left-hand side?
Mm-hmm.
He trying to argue a non-valid point.
I try not
valid. It doesn't make no sense. He makes no sense. We live in Trinidad. Whatever it have in Trinidad, we all enjoy it.
It have a day and a time for everything under the sun. That is a time and a place.
That is in your vocabulary.
No, sir.
Not
no,
in
sir. In
vocabulary.
everything, there is a time and a place. You could celebrate. You could celebrate everything else otherwise. You could eat wherever you want to eat otherwise. Wherever day you choose.
No.
It have 364 days to do that. On a time and a place for everything.
Then hold on.
Well, this is what
go ahead, caller.
It's a time and a place. A time for and a place for African emancipation. Day, a time and a place for Diwali, and a time and a place. That is how it is.
Full stop.
Right.
Full stop.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, we all live together and we all enjoy
we enjoy everything together. Also, we have 365 days to do that. But on that one day, that is the African Emancipation Day, which deals with all the Orishas and all the different people who have helped to get us to where we are today, right? Who have made their contributions and who has not made their contributions. It is what it is.
Okay, let me ask you this: how others will learn other people's culture?
Oh God! It have 365 days to learn your culture. And to be camaraderie with your other members and everybody outside of your race. But that day is African Emancipation Day. It have no other considerations on that day. No other considerations.
Hello, you believe in segregation, you.
What
That is what you preach.
Hold on, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay, caller, thanks. Now hold on. Now hold on. We are going with X narrative here. Now watch this, right? I want to show you how it is. Then if that is the case, the PNM loves the narrative on the ground is that this is an Indian government, right? And these functions are funded. So if we want to live in that realm, then the Indian government shouldn't fund the function. Because they're African function.
Why?
No, because they're African function.
They are part of the diaspora. What's the problem?
They can't be part of the diaspora conveniently. So it's an African function. We have an Indian government in charge, so the Indian government shouldn't fund it because that is what it is called, this government, an Indian government. So why should the Indian government fund the African function? Let the African function be funded.
Role is different from the average Jew.
But is the government who is promoting the segregation that one thing should be one thing by itself and something else should be something else by itself? It's promoting it.
What's something else by itself? What are you talking about?
They are saying that Arrival Day should be Arrival Day and it shouldn't mix with no African culture, and Emancipation Day should be Emancipation Day and it shouldn't mix with any culture. And if we are going down that road, then the government shouldn't fund it. Let it be fully funded by the Africans in Trinidad and Tobago. Every person who is an African in this Trinidad and Tobago, make a GoFundMe and donate to the cause. Let them build their programming, because you have somebody walking up to the front, watching the minister and telling the minister that you're starving us, you're promising us food for tomorrow. Why are you starving us today, right? Why the African diaspora don't come together and fund it so that it could be bigger? It has enough African people in Trinidad and Tobago to do it, and they're not doing it.
Yeah, but that's the next conversation.
It's not a next conversation. You are shifting the goalpost conveniently to promote a narrative, and it's not making sense. Here what is the thing that is interesting about this? When you look at it from, you're saying that it's supposed to be African thing. Do you know that there is an spiritual Baptist African sect of Hinduism? Do you know Hinduism? Hinduism goes over into that spiritual Baptist section. Come on now, man. Let we go there.
You have to
play with people. Hope all they win our mark today.
It wasn't play with that song?
Why is Talk City 91.1 FM the leading talk station in Trinidad and Tobago? Because nobody delivers conversations like we do. Start your mornings with Ground Report. Andy Pitbull Williams, Lennox Smith, and Nigel Snipes setting the agenda from 6 to 9 a.m. Then it's Off the Record with Stephan Reese and Mr. X, Fearless Talk, and the issues everybody's discussing. Stay connected with Sharon. Take it front with Officer Shabadi. Go beyond limits with Roland Stewart. Drive home with Heavy Duty and David Welch on Under the Radar. And wrap up your day with Kingsley and OB on The Wrap Up. Real talk, real people, real Trinidad and Tobago. Listen live on Talk City 91.1 FM and follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Talk City 91.1 FM, the #1 talk station in Trinidad and Tobago.
From July 16th to August 1st, Tobago comes alive with its greatest celebration of culture, history, and tradition, the Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Talk City 91.1 FM invites you to journey with us as we discover the people, places, and stories behind this remarkable festival. Here's today's feature.
The Tobago Heritage Festival is much more than a series of cultural shows. It is Tobago's largest annual celebration of history, traditions, and community spirit. Created in the mid-1980s to preserve the island's unique customs, the festival brings Tobago's past to life through music, dance, storytelling, food, and folklore. Unlike many festivals that take place in one location, the Tobago Heritage Festival spreads across villages throughout the island. Each community proudly presents its own traditions, giving visitors an authentic look at Tobagonian life and culture. This year's festival runs from July 16th to August 1st, 2026, celebrating the importance of community, togetherness, and cultural identity. The Tobago Heritage Festival 2026, keeping Tobago's rich heritage alive for future generations.
Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Let we tell the whole story. From July 16th to August 1st, Tobago comes alive with its greatest celebration of culture, history, and tradition. The Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Talk City 91.1 FM invites you to journey with us as we discover the people, places, and stories behind this remarkable festival. Here's today's feature.
Some stories are written in books. Others live in the hearts and memories of a people. One of Tobago's most famous folk legends is that of Gangang Sara, a mysterious African woman said to have flown across the Atlantic and settled in the village of Golden Lane. According to the legend, she possessed the power of flight, but after living in Tobago and eating salt, she lost her ability to return home. Her story has been passed down through generations and remains one of the island's most treasured pieces of folklore. During the Tobago Heritage Festival, visitors gather in Golden Lane to hear the tale brought to life through storytelling and cultural presentations. It is a reminder that heritage is not only found in historical records, but also in the stories people share from one generation to the next. This is Tobago's oral tradition at its finest, and in 2026, Tobago invites you to hear it for yourself.
Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Let we tell the whole story.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Ramala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning.
Every morning in Trinidad and Tobago, a new conversation begins. And right here, we take that conversation further, speaking with the stakeholders and voices behind the stories. From news and lifestyle to culture, health, and entertainment, we bring you the topics that matter most as you start your day. Join us weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. Watch on TTT or join the conversation from anywhere on your smart device at TNT Today Show, Trinidad and Tobago Today. Exclusively on TTT.
Why is Talk City 91.1 FM the leading talk station in Trinidad and Tobago? Because nobody delivers conversations like we do. Start your mornings with Ground Report. Andy Pitbull Williams, Lennox Smith, and Nigel Snipes setting the agenda from 6 to 9 a.m. Then it's Off the Record with Stephan and Mr. X, Fearless Talk, and the issues everybody's discussing. Stay connected with Sharon. Take it front with Officer Shabadi. Go beyond limits with Roland Stewart. Drive home with Heavy Duty and David Welch on Under the Radar. And wrap up your day with Kingsley and OB on The Wrap Up. Real talk, real people, real Trinidad and Tobago. Listen live on Talk City 91.1 FM and follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Talk City 91.1 FM, the #1 talk station in Trinidad and Tobago.
From July 16th to August 1st, Tobago comes alive with its greatest celebration of culture, history, and tradition. The Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Talk City 91.1 FM invites you to journey with us as we discover the people, places, and stories behind this remarkable festival. Here's today's feature.
The Tobago Heritage Festival is much more than a series of cultural shows. It is Tobago's largest annual celebration of history, traditions, and community spirit. Created in the mid-1980s to preserve the island's unique customs, the festival brings Tobago's past to life through music, dance, storytelling, food, and folklore. Unlike many festivals that take place in one location, the Tobago Heritage Festival spreads across villages throughout the island. Each community proudly presents its own traditions, giving visitors an authentic look at Tobagonian life and culture. This year's festival runs from July 16th to August 1st, 2026, celebrating the importance of community, togetherness, and cultural identity. The Tobago Heritage Festival 2026, keeping Tobago's rich heritage alive for future generations.
Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Let we tell the whole story. From July 16th to August 1st, Tobago comes alive with its greatest celebration of culture, history, and tradition. The Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Talk City 91.1 FM invites you to journey with us as we discover the people, places, and stories behind this remarkable festival. Here's today's feature.
Some stories are written in books. Others live in the hearts and memories of a people. One of Tobago's most famous folk legends is that of Gangang Sara, a mysterious African woman said to have flown across the Atlantic and settled in the village of Golden Lane. According to the legend, she possessed the power of flight, but after living in Tobago and eating salt, she lost her ability to return home. Her story has been passed down through generations and remains one of the island's most treasured pieces of folklore. During the Tobago Heritage Festival, visitors gather in Golden Lane to hear the tale brought to life through storytelling and cultural presentations. It is a reminder that heritage is not only found in historical records, but also in the stories people share from one generation to the next. This is Tobago's oral tradition at its finest, and in 2026, Tobago invites you to hear it for yourself.
Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Let we tell the whole story.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Ramala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning.
Every morning in Trinidad and Tobago, a new conversation begins. And right here, we take that conversation further, speaking with the stakeholders and voices behind the stories. From news and lifestyle to culture, health and entertainment, we bring you the topics that matter most as you start your day. Join us weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. Watch on TTT or join the conversation from anywhere on your smart device at TNT Today Show, Trinidad and Tobago Today. Exclusively on TTT.
Why is Talk City 91.1 FM the leading talk station in Trinidad and Tobago? Because nobody delivers conversations like we do. Start your mornings with Ground Report. Andy Pitbull Williams, Lennox Smith, and Nigel Snipes setting the agenda from 6 to 9 a.m. Then it's Off the Record with Stephan Reese and Mr. X, Fearless Talk, and the issues everybody's discussing. Stay connected with Sharon. Take it front with Officer Shabadi. Go beyond limits with Roland Stewart. Drive home with Heavy Duty and David Welch on Under the Radar. And wrap up your day with Kingsley and OB on The Wrap Up. Real talk, real people, real Trinidad and Tobago. Listen live on Talk City 91.1 FM and follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Talk City 91.1 FM, the #1 talk station in Trinidad and Tobago.
From July 16th to August 1st, Tobago comes alive with its greatest celebration of culture, history, and tradition, the Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Talk City 91.1 FM invites you to journey with us as we discover the people, places, and stories behind this remarkable festival. Here's today's feature.
The Tobago Heritage Festival is much more than a series of cultural shows. It is Tobago's largest annual celebration of history, traditions, and community spirit. Created in the mid-1980s to preserve the island's unique customs, the festival brings Tobago's past to life through music, dance, storytelling, food, and folklore. Unlike many festivals that take place in one location, the Tobago Heritage Festival...
All right, people, we're back inside and off the record, of course, by Stephan Reese and myself. And Stephan is out of the country, so I'm holding on. OB is holding on today. Mm-hmm. Right, so we have a debate going on, basically, right? But I wanted the callers to really to wrap up the debate, basically. But they're not wrapping up the debate. They're going all over the place like dog-ish in Belmont. Dog-ish in Belmont, all over the place. Right, but it's an interesting debate. Mm-hmm. It's one that that should take its place. Mm-hmm. But
I like the way you play the advocate today.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had to play advocate.
Somebody has to go.
Somebody has to. And you are a great mediator, Snipes. I must say you are a great mediator.
Well,
thank you so much.
Well, we can always agree on things of that nature. And we need to have conversations around it because it's not an isolated conversation. It should
that
be
call
across
stick
the
on
board.
the screen.
That person is actually calling.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, it's one that needs to be vented.
Yeah.
But it's not vented in the right spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody just taking advantage of the politics of it.
Yeah.
And that's very unfortunate, though.
And we're so far beyond that as a society, I believe. Yeah. But again, that is what you that is what you get when you have a two-party system that has been a two-party system for so long.
Yeah.
It's very hard to change the minds of the people.
Well, we ain't getting to that point anytime soon. I can guarantee you that, right?
For real.
We're not getting to that point anytime soon.
No.
So forget that. Forget that. That happened. And the debate will go on with this one and this one disappointed and this
Do you
one
think that because you're a bit older than me,
Yeah.
do you think that I would eventually shift off to my mortal coil and that debate will still be going on?
Yeah, because people have different trends of thoughts and how they see the politics, and the adversarial way of which we operate in the politics is what has caused or fuel these types of discussions that have no end. So I am telling you, since with Nigel Snipes days back in the across day, we having this debate. There's nothing new.
This is nothing new. So this is a debate. This is like a recurring decimal. It comes around every time.
Right, 18 years ago, I'm talking about it.
Okay.
So this is nothing new. It has been happening, and it raised its head more when the Indian government in power.
Okay.
Right, it raised its head more. But in terms of who is at fault, I don't know how we're going to correct it. But the debates need to still come to get to a place where we kind of understand one another. It is what it is. You know how it goes, right? But getting back to my book drive, anybody, I ain't seen not one text I get. Not one text I get. Again, soft boy. Again, real soft in this thing. Because I am asking for support from y'all. I am donating 100 bags and lunch kits and so on. I'm going to buy a couple when I go up to the wholesale area there. So I want y'all support to be able to send some children back out to school and they don't have to worry. You know, I mean, they can get a notebook, a pencil, a pen, a bag, a lunch kit, and a proper bag to go to school with. That is what I want to outfit one child with, at least for the thing, right? So I am looking for support. My number is 483-0576. So if you are donating, just tell me you're donating, and I'll arrange to pick it up wherever, or for you to drop it off or wherever. We have a central location so that you can make your contribution towards children, because it's children. It's children, right?
Yeah.
We had several groups of children here.
I would
and the fathers and them,
try to contribute to you because I also do one. So they usually tend to have spillovers from mine.
Right.
So I will give you whatever spills over.
Yeah, so I'll get
I
the people
cater for a
involved.
certain amount.
Well, it is what it is, you know. But every year, you know, these same old steel debates again. Back to school, I don't have the money, the books are them too expensive, wherever we can't afford a bag and all them kind of mad thing, right? So I would love to outfit some children to look brand spanking new on the opening of the new term, you know, which is fast approaching. I ain't said knowing is August already, but
yeah, boy,
time real flying, yes.
It's flying.
Time flying fast. Because normally around this time I'm out in New York. Most of the times, right? And I feel that's what causing me to be kind of brain drained too, because
you'll be freeing up yourself around now, and
every 3 months I'll just take a vacation, right, and go somewhere, right? And I haven't taken it in
a long time.
Let me see, a month and a year and some months. I haven't taken a vacation because it's from election straight into board and radio and all kind of different things I've been doing, you know, and it's just been taking up all my time, and I feel very kind of flustered where that is concerned. But I'll fix that in our time. So we have on the national front what's going on. We had our big celebration on Saturday. Saturday was Emancipation Day. I don't feel much businesses really observe Emancipation Day though, because I saw most of them open. Most of the business, only one place I saw close.
It was like a normal day?
Yeah, it was like a normal day, but it wasn't like, you know, like a holiday kind of thing. You know, so
Well,
it is what it is.
It speaks to something. It speaks to who own the businesses.
Well, most African people, their business was open normal.
All them
Nobody
businesses
close.
was open. Nobody,
You don't normally
nobody doesn't close on holidays again. They don't even respect the. You remember before we had a thing where you couldn't have bars open. Bars just be open now. Nobody enforces it, so they just go ahead. Yeah, on certain religious holidays and things, bars can't be open. But it had something like that.
Since 1995.
The only time you're closed is election.
Since the 1995.
No, I think it has something like that. Boy.
Hey, since 1995, the Honorable
Basio
Pandey made bar license open any day, anytime.
Okay, well, the only time maybe you'll correct
the only time a car close, it will close is on 6 to 6 on election day. No drunk people going in the polls. No drunk people going in the polls. We want that kind of shit. They done discombobulated already.
Guys, you have about 11 minutes inside this hour again. You want to take some calls or?
Yeah, they take some calls, man. We hear what the people are to say, man. Although we gain all that time and off key. Although we hear all bring all the topics and whatever the case.
Well, the lines are open. You can call us live right now.
Yeah, so it is very interesting to see how the thing is making the steel plant. I see that the steel.
Yeah, the scrap iron dealers welcome.
They welcome the open up of the steel plant.
But they just so it open that it doesn't become monopolized and they don't get squeezed out.
Well, yeah. So I'm hoping that is where it's as a matter of fact let me not say that. I'm not say that. Because somebody close to me is on the board there. Yeah. So it is. Yeah.
Caller.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
My first time on the calling into the program, so I'm just going to be really quick. I don't want to be too long-winded, but Mr. Obi, which is the younger guy, he is saying all the right things. He's correct concerning everybody coming together and so on. And the point I wanted to make is that I was first aware of Indian people wearing African clothes on Emancipation Day when I started working in Chaguanas. Because there was an African man had a store selling clothes and so on, and everybody going in to buy, and everybody was wearing African clothes the week of Emancipation, so everybody was dressed up. In Port of Spain, I never saw it growing up, and I'm 49 years old, okay? Apart from that, I'm going to have to go to the side with Mr. X now and agree with Mr. X 100,000% because time and place is correct. Because how I grew up old school, time and place for everything. Mr. Obi is not wrong, but his points are all over in terms of the issue was, if you have a university and you have an Emancipation Day celebrations, let it be about the African emancipation, let it be about the emancipation.
Yeah, but they never said that it was about...
Hold on. Let the caller speak.
Go ahead.
Okay, so let me just finish the point. I am not for the arrival day and taking all the names. I like the Indian arrival because that's the day they came. I like the Emancipation Day because that's the day the African slaves were emancipated and so on. People could, and I go to the Diwali Nagar. I have all my friends are all Indian and whatever. My best friend for the last, if I'm 49, we have been friends since we were kids, like from 9, 10 years old, from primary school, secondary school. So she's Indian. So what I'm saying is this: there is no. Mr. X is correct. He's not wrong. When it's emancipation, people come and they dress up and they come and they celebrate with the African people and they do whatever. When it is Indian arrival and Eid and Diwali, we dress up in the saris and stuff. We don't go in with African gear to the Diwali Nagar site. We don't wear African head tie, big cloth on we head and all the African slippers and shoes and go in the people Nagar or the Eid or whatever, dress up in African garb. We dress like them because we want to show them we appreciate them and we love them because we love one another. Trinidad there's no place like Trinidad and Tobago. We were specifically put on this spot in the world for a purpose. We are great people, loving people. Mr. Obi had all the perfect points, but not for the right time in terms of this is Trinidad and Tobago, yes. We were celebrating emancipation. The university or whoever did whatever was wrong for what are they wrong? It was kind of foolish, and it would spark. Look at how it's sparking all this conversation now, as well as I don't agree with the lady being in front of that podium, behaving in that manner. I don't like to see people carry on like that. I was not brought up that way. I know people could get angry and get emotional and so on, but her behavior was atrocious. That was not the time and place. You could write to a minister, you could write to this one, write to that one, do it in emails. Come on these programs, talk, speak your mind, but not to be dressed up in a nice African outfit like that. And you're pointing at somebody who looks just like you, mix or whatever, I don't care. But she's a Trinidadian and she looks just like you. And you're disrespecting her. That was very disrespectful. I didn't agree with that at all. But Mr. X is correct. Time and place. Time and place. Obi had all the correct points. However, time and place. All right, that's all. That's my contribution. And I'm listening to the show. I listen to your show all the time. I never get in, but I got in today. All right. So you guys have a great day.
Okay.
Take care.
Thanks a lot. Really appreciate your comments today.
You know,
not because they were on my side, but
and this is why I would say I've been playing with it all morning, and I am convinced that there's going to be a time that I really have to leave this place. I can't live here anymore. And
can't live in nice Trinidad, boy?
Yeah.
We gotta go down with you, boy.
Because I see the world differently. And I want my children to see the world not from a position of slavery.
So
I am not taking away.
Leaving here is not going to change.
I understand that, but there are places I could go that it's not, that I don't have to deal with the because to me there's a certain level of stupidity here to a certain level.
No, I wouldn't say that.
You won't say that.
I have traveled all over the world already. I have gone to 24 countries of this world. And what you talking about there, about going somewhere else,
right,
to see something different?
I rather go somewhere else and see it, and I don't want to see it here. Because let me tell you how I feel that way, right?
Mm.
Because you have young minds that are coming up. And we have a society, you're trying to say that for 2 or 3 days out of the year, ignore the fact that we are multi-ethnical society.
Who said that? Who said that?
Hold on.
Who said that?
Listen, hold on. Because you're saying that Emancipation Day should be celebrated by Africans and full respect should be given. And I am not saying no. But if we, like I said, if we really live in that realm, on that day, Indian people and all shouldn't wear African clothing because you're not an African.
Why are you saying that? That's not what we say. That's not what we say.
You're not saying that, but I'm telling you, when the politicians and the people sell the narrative that this is our thing, this is a we thing, and you all have to respect our thing and don't mix all the thing with our thing. That is how the narrative is going out into the diaspora. That is how they are. Yes.
One day. This is one day. This is one day.
And that one day is what does so much damage for months on top of months on top of months.
That is not true.
Yes.
That is not true.
Saw it.
Because if that was the case,
I saw that on social.
You would not have come out of World Cup with everybody jamming and whining all over the place.
Everybody jamming and whining all over the place, and Argentina being thrown under the bus around the world for the promotion of racism. It does damage, and that is what nobody's not getting. It damages the society.
I don't say that. I don't say that.
Confused because
I wouldn't say that at all.
If you all listen to the last caller, then you would understand very clearly that you're both right to a point.
Right.
But which one is more dangerous?
That's not what we're arguing.
That's not what you're arguing. That doesn't have any bearing on this.
And that is what the conversation should be, because it affects what the direction Trinidad and Tobago goes. And I'm telling you all, because this has been used as a narrative for so long. This is why you had Foster coming standing on a podium the other night and stating that there is a sector of this society that believes that all the land in this country is theirs.
You ever went US? You ever went to the US?
Yes.
Right. You have gone to places like the far south?
No, but I'm familiar with the racism down there because my brother lives there.
Right. Places like Louisiana and things. I have been there. Right? And I have been in bars and things where they're talking about lynching the N word. Right? I talking about just in 2012, somewhere around there. Right? This happened today. That isn't this. So when you're talking about you can't live here and you can't adjust it, you have to be able to. You don't feel you're going somewhere else and getting something different. You're just getting a different form and fashion. It's just like leaving a job. You ain't like it here.
It's a places I could go that will have it less. Trust me, I've researched.
Researching and feeling is two different. I tell you, I've gone to 24 countries of this world already. I've gone to several.
But you didn't live there.
I've gone to several.
But you didn't live there alone.
Yes, but I've seen things that are
I'll go
unheard
Japan.
of.
And I know Japan are racism, but I'll go Japan. I'd rather be a piper in Japan than live in Trinidad.
Nice talk.
I'm telling you.
Talk.
No, is it true? Because I see how the homeless get treated no matter what complexion they are.
I have people that live in train and thing in England. They're living in the train. First thing's bad with them. First the racism high with them.
But no, I just think
Trinidad's a lovely place, boy. It's a lovely place. All I am saying
the
is
chat saying Obi leave them alone. You
I
can't
am
prevail.
saying is no, it's not a matter of can't prevail. You bring in your point, I bring in mine. And all I am saying is for one day, give the people the play.
And that one day that you
keep
give
out the people and them play.
Okay. So
nice.
and with that being said,
unless they're invited.
And with that being said, well, if that is being said, and that is why I said, if we are going down that road, let us dive headfirst into stupidity. And don't wear
that
the clothes.
Never be stupidity.
Don't wear the clothing. Don't eat the food. Don't
that
socialize.
Never be stupidity.
Hold your corner and stay away.
That's a foolish statement.
Hold your corner and stay away.
And all of them who supported you, something wrong with all their head too.
Hold your corner and stay away.
Something wrong with all their head too.
You cannot tell me that I'm invited to something. You cannot tell me that I'm allowed to be part of something, but I'm only allowed to be part of it up to a certain point. Is either I am included or I'm not. And if you're saying that this is your thing and that you are included in that, then it's going to stay as that.
If I invite you to my house, you can't walk through my bedroom.
Precisely.
I invite you.
You invite me.
Know your place.
Right. So if
time and place for everything.
So if that is the case, they are not setting this out as I invite. They are saying that this is our thing and it needs to be respected as our thing.
Every part of the culture has a right to be in everything. Right? We multicultural.
But the organizers of it have to be also sensitive, respectful, and understand what they're putting forward. Not putting forward something to suit
And with
you.
that being said, the narrative they are putting forward is a narrative that is doing more harm than good. And that is all I'm saying.
That is not true. That is not true at all.
That's your view.
That is your view. But that's not true at all.
That's all you have to say. This is my view.
That is my view.
All right. Excellent. We have the news coming up next. Stay with us.
Why is Talk City 91.1 FM the leading talk station in Trinidad and Tobago? Because nobody delivers conversations like we do. Start your mornings with Ground Report. Andy Pitbull Williams, Lennox Smith, and Nigel Snipes setting the agenda from 6 to 9 a.m. Then it's Off the Record with Stephan Reese and Mr. X, Fearless Talk, and the issues everybody's discussing. Stay connected with Sharon. Take it front with Officer Shabadi. Go beyond limits with Roland Stewart. Drive home with Heavy Duty and David Welch on Under the Radar. And wrap up your day with Kingsley and OB on The Wrap Up. Real talk, real people, real Trinidad and Tobago. Listen live on Talk City 91.1 FM and follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Talk City 91.1 FM, the #1 talk station in Trinidad and Tobago.
From July 16th to August 1st, Tobago comes alive with its greatest celebration of culture, history, and tradition, the Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Talk City 91.1 FM invites you to journey with us as we discover the people, places, and stories behind this remarkable festival. Here's today's feature.
The Tobago Heritage Festival is much more than a series of cultural shows. It is Tobago's largest annual celebration of history, traditions, and community spirit. Created in the mid-1980s to preserve the island's unique customs, the festival brings Tobago's past to life through music, dance, storytelling, food, and folklore. Unlike many festivals that take place in one location, the Tobago Heritage Festival spreads across villages throughout the island. Each community proudly presents its own traditions, giving visitors an authentic look at Tobagonian life and culture. This year's festival runs from July 16th to August 1st, 2026, celebrating the importance of community, togetherness, and cultural identity. The Tobago Heritage Festival 2026, keeping Tobago's rich heritage alive for future generations.
Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Let we tell the whole story. From July 16th to August 1st, Tobago comes alive with its greatest celebration of culture, history, and tradition. The Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Talk City 91.1 FM invites you to journey with us as we discover the people, places, and stories behind this remarkable festival. Here's today's feature.
Some stories are written in books. Others live in the hearts and memories of a people. One of Tobago's most famous folk legends is that of Gangang Sara, a mysterious African woman said to have flown across the Atlantic and settled in the village of Golden Lane. According to the legend, she possessed the power of flight, but after living in Tobago and eating salt, she lost her ability to return home. Her story has been passed down through generations and remains one of the island's most treasured pieces of folklore. During the Tobago Heritage Festival, visitors gather in Golden Lane to hear the tale brought to life through storytelling and cultural presentations. It is a reminder that heritage is not only found in historical records, but also in the stories people share from one generation to the next. This is Tobago's oral tradition at its finest, and in 2026, Tobago invites you to hear it for yourself.
Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Let we tell the whole story.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Vermala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning.
Every morning in Trinidad and Tobago, a new conversation begins. And right here, we take that conversation further, speaking with the stakeholders and voices behind the stories. From news and lifestyle to culture, health, and entertainment, we bring you the topics that matter most as you start your day. Join us weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. Watch on TTT or join the conversation from anywhere on your smart device at TNT Today Show, Trinidad and Tobago Today. Exclusive.
I get a donation, boy.
You get a donation?
I get a donation. I get 2 donations.
That we talking about. I think the reason why you're not getting a lot of donation feedback right now is because you remember we not no. You remember we only own socials.
Oh, okay. Well, no.
Yeah,
maybe that too.
So a lot of your listeners are not hearing you right now.
Well, it is what it is.
They are listening to cricket.
Yeah. So generally, I want to get into a topic here, but I don't know if to broach that topic, bro. Oh.
Nah, boy. Let me go there. It's no place X for it to go.
You know, I ain't afraid to go. You know, it's everything in that time. And again.
We done in it. We done in it.
Time and place.
We done in it.
No, but time and place.
We have this guy called Stokely Carmichael. I don't know if y'all would have heard who he is.
Yes.
Or what he became, right? Yes. But Stokely Carmichael changed his name to Kwame Ture. Right, because of the British influence and whatever the case may be, he changed his name and he was a freedom fighter out in foreign. He was a Trinidadian by birth, but he was a citizen out in so he had dual citizenship basically, out in foreign, and he would have sat among the heads, and he would have done his thing for Black Power, which is to fight for black people he was a Pan-Africanist who would fight for the black people's needs and wants and thing at the time, because you have to remember, we just came out of colonialism, we just came out of the Middle Passage, we just came out of several different things at that time. Around 1969, somewhere around there, he would have been doing his thing from before, and he came to Trinidad, and we had some mimic men here who was mimicking the Black Power Revolution, the Black Panthers and so on. And I kind of shortened the version because I don't want it to go too long. But if I forget out anything, all you can correct me, right? And basically, he would have before there was a party called CP, what is boy CASP. Oh gosh. I had it down yesterday. There was a party before NJAC, right? And this is why we were debating about how let's find it here. Right. Yeah, we were debating how this party, how we played a role in the politics of yesteryear. Back then, they had forward thinkers, they had critical thinkers, they had people studying political science and whatever, and all these pieces, and they formed a group for progressive citizens, right? So they were part of the black, how to put it, boy? The black caucus of black people back then. Back then they had Barclays Bank, because I remember they had a bank at the corner of Frederick Street, where Scotia Bank is now. There was a bank called Barclays or one of those banks and them. I know it was blue in color. And they had a lot of colonial structure. The way how the building was built in a colonial kind of way back then, and then there were only white people in the banks back then. Because we had now come out of we were now forming into a government when Williams was there. Eric Williams came in, and he was going ahead with the narrative of colonialism with all the other people and the white people in the banks. And there were people that were saying, here what's going on, black people not getting the opportunity to work nowhere, and was problems because we still had that colonial way about us, about which toilet we could use when you're coming on the road with white people and black people. You had to cross the road, and all those things were real possibilities back then, right? So we were living that life in Trinidad and Tobago. And I don't know if people know their history, right? But it was real kind of.
So my history guy sent all the information. You see, in case you need any extra talking point so you could scroll and everything there.
Yeah, well, I'll get into that just now. Yeah, so basically, Williams came in at a very funny time. He came in being the first premier of Trinidad and Tobago, the first prime minister. And he was doing his thing basically, but off the backs of slavery, because neo-colonialism and all these different pieces, it was a difficult time back then. And it didn't have the Indian piece just yet, right? It didn't have the Indian piece just yet. But they were emerging just like how we were trying to find our way via colonialism. We had the indentured slave, the indentured servants coming to Trinidad, and they came under different circumstances. And they left under different circumstances to the black people. In relation to the black people, I still can't understand how slavery existed, because slavery was the most dehumanizing thing ever in the world at the time. Slavery was real. If always really go and research all the history and thing and realize how black people were disenfranchised in a very serious way. How everything was taken away from them. They had to beat drums to be able to talk. They had to. There's so many things. They used to segregate black people like cattle. Like how there's bring out and say, well, this cattle, this kind of weak, so you go on this side. But the strong ones will go on this side. And how we got the terms like mandingo and all these. Let's go and research all the history properly to understand where we were and where we at now, where we able to read, write, and understand. It was a real ticklish time back then. And Williams had a lot to face. They're saying he was the brightest man in the Caribbean and where, and so on and so on.
Do you believe that?
Well, so they say. I don't know. I don't know. So they say.
That the loo they had to sell
Right?
the people
And
wholesale.
you had Capildeo on the other side, which was another bright gentleman. And it was a kind of we against them scenario. And we were trying to get it right. And the Constitution came out of all of that. And all these pieces that we enjoy, well, I can't say enjoy, we're not enjoying today, because that Constitution has outlived its usefulness, and we are at a point where we really need constitutional reform right now, because that Constitution of 1976, it needs to be revamped and come up to the time. And if you look at all the nations like Finland, Danes, all those people on that side of the world, the Nordic side of the world kind of thing, you would have found that they have evolved their constitution 100 and something times over. The Swedish constitution, the Finland constitution, they have evolved their constitution. So as the times moved, they moved their constitution to a new place with new ideas and new concepts, and they have this concept called social democracy, which is still a kind of misnomer, but it's something that they believe that works, which is called a social democracy. So go up on your Google, well, how let's mind people business. You only go up on Google same way and research what is social democracy. Research what is things like initiative, things like recall. All these pieces are put into the constitution of theirs so that people will have more say within 5 years. So it's not a system where you have you don't have redress as a citizen. You see, like, oh, you had to wait 5 years to go and vote them out, right? Well, in those systems, they have things like social democracy, which deals with those pieces that give people the power to enact certain things. Like if you get certain signatures to pass traffic light here, or to because it's killing people on a regular basis, and all these different pieces, they have like social democracy. So go up. I won't go into all of that, but go into your Google, same way as go on Mind Your Business, type in something that can benefit you. So research what is social democracy. So I went into all of that to say, the way how they're talking about naming Oxford Street now Kwame Ture Street, right?
Snake in the balize.
It had no opportunity within the last 10 years to do those kind of things, to represent the people that got us the freedoms, the freedoms that we enjoy now, right? Over the years, you know, we had to remember the people backs we stand on to get where we are now. We didn't get here just like that. We got there after a period of understanding where we are and where we needed to be. We have the Lee Kuan Yew story about how Singapore got independence the same time as us, and they were very instructive as to what they wanted to see for their country in the next 50 years. And they are here now in our 50 years, and they are one of the smallest nations of the world that are first world, right? Because they took their, well, we will get into the culture piece and whatever at another time, whatever, right? But he had a vision for where he wanted to see his nation in 50 years' time. Eric William had his concept as to what it would be, ideology and interest basically, as to what he wanted to see. And it was a fight between him, Baka Sagan Maharaj, which is Sat Maharaj's father, I think, or grandfather. Something along, but Bada Sagan Maharaj, he was one of the activists. He was like Sat Maharaj back in the day, you know. All these things you have to go and research, people. Your young people outside there are talking to you because you have
research what?
You have the phone on your hip now. You have the repository of information on your hip. So go and research these names. Bades Sagan Maharaj, Bhadase, right? Sagan Maharaj, Sagan Maharaj, right? Research who he was. Research who Surin Kapildeo was. That was another icon back in the day, together with Williams, fighting the good fight for the Indian and the Negro kind of scenario, going down the road. So it was a different time back then in terms of where we were and how we got here, right? And for the last 10 years, they didn't see it fit to rename tongue, but now we have a Kwame Ture Street, which is Oxford Street, which is higher up, Port of Spain. And these things are significant because Makandal Daga and all, although he died, well, me and he didn't talk for the latter part of his career because I get away with him because he did something that disgraced his 1970 legacy, right? But let me just get back to him. He was Makandal Daga then. He was Geddes Granger then. That was his school name. What he enrolled as, and he took up the name Makandal Daga back in 66 or somewhere around there kind of thing, and he would have formed a party to deal with people's interests and the black people interests, right? So he was watching what Kwame Ture and all of those people were doing out foreign with the Black Power rights and the Black Panthers and all that sort of stuff, and they were like mimic men here. They were advocating for black people's rights in university and all kind of mad thing. Cause you remember back in the day, we used to say we didn't have enough Negroes in the university and we ain't talking about this but back then they were very vibrant in that, right? And together with OWTU and TU,
the freedom fighters were well educated.
Yes,
as well. They were not
very educated guys.
They were not just some people who could speak loud.
Right, yeah. People like Beverly Jones, Kernahan, and all of them with enough gang. All those things were mimic men of what was going on in foreign at the time.
Bright people in that.
Very bright people. And they were making their contributions piece by piece in trying to form the narrative where black people get their foothold, you know, and get in to back to work in banks and whatever. And 1970 is where it all erupted. Right? Because 1969 is when he formed NJAC, right? And while coming down the road with a protest on the main road, right? Because they were just fed up. Black people ain't getting nothing, black people ain't not included, and they can't get this, and you know that kind of way. They were fighting them a war. So they were fighting a war of their own with their group. And this group started to mount coming down the main road with all the followers and everybody kind of coming down the road, and then they met with OWTU, and then the last one they met was with Joe Young and them and Clive Nunes and them with TU Union, which is on the main road in Lavantil there, and it formed into a big national march for black people all around the country, and they walked, they create a bacchanal, they went down in tongue. Clive Nunes and them jump up on the desk in the banks and started to say, well, hey, all the dying black people, well, only said white people. Because them days, I remember my mother came in that bank, and I remember watching the tellers and them, but a real fella, and I watching them with the little the frilly top these away a long time with the big set of roses and that kind of thing. Yeah, all of them well dressed and tucked in and whatever, and only white people in the bank. And I was like, why only white people in the bank? I was very small then, but I didn't really understand it per se.
Level pale skin privilege.
Yes, but 1970 brought out that level of awareness to black people outside here in Trinidad and Tobago, and some of the freedoms we enjoy today, and some of the privileges we enjoy today, is because of men like Makandal Daga, because of men like Clive Nunes, because of men like Kwame Ture, all these black heroes outside there that were fighting for our rights out of colonialism, because we just came out of slavery and the remnants of slavery was there, because we couldn't do this, we couldn't do that. If you ever go back in the archive, go back on the thing and all and look at archives of Port of Spain, and you'll see where Woolworth was, you will see where Barclays Bank was, you will see where all those colonial vestiges that came and remained with us, and it's people like them who fought for us to be able to enjoy the freedoms we enjoy today, and we take it for granted. We really doesn't understand, we really doesn't understand what it is they went through back then, because slavery was a real, I'm not one for the Bible per se, because I believe the Bible had slavery in it. In Leviticus and different places, they talk about owning slaves and all kind of thing. And I can't condone that. And I don't know why our Bible condoning that either. But it was back then. So it is what it is. But, if people understand what slavery was and what indentureship was, we will understand clearly the lineage of where we came from and where we are now, how we got here. That's why I always say that slavery had a psychological effect on our black people, right? Because I can't for the life of me understand where the big chain come out from, where the bangle, the big slave band, where we just put we name on now in gold and whatever, all these set of rings on my finger and all them. Those are vestiges of slavery. Those are things of slavery. So I don't know if it's a psychological cut we get that can't heal, or it would take time. But what is most important is that black people have been able to take advantage of the things that are available, schooling, university, because we couldn't get into certain universities and things back in the day, and all these different pieces.
My father told me.
Yeah, we couldn't get into those things. We had to fight to get into those things, right? And you had to understand indentureship also too, in terms of what happened. They came here under basically good conditions. Basically, they didn't have to go through slavery. It's 400 years of slavery we went through, which is like unheard of when you think about it. When you think of slavery alone, and you like, this is the kind of living we had to live by. We can't eat certain thing. We can't go certain nowhere over the plantation. A white man was always on charge here. You had things like tying two man to two wagon, and men pulling the two wagon with a human being, and all them thing and them just be like, in my mind, just be like, you can imagine going through that at that age, right?
We have some people who would say, let it go. Let it
go. No, you
can't.
You can't let that go by. That's why there's be asking for reparations right now. That's why they'll be asking for reparation, because we can't. What we went through as a people is like, it's like, wow, you know, the kind of disrespect that you had to go through. You had families being broken up and sold. You had mother and daughter going one way and our father going the next way because he a big strong black man and he could bring a ripe fruit.
So let me engage you here a bit. You use reparations or repatriations, right? Reparations. I mean, reparations. Slavery didn't start with the colonizers taking us. Slavery was already in Africa and in many other places.
The Arabs, yeah, we know that.
Right, we were selling ourselves.
Well, in some instances.
And we were doing the same thing. We were splitting up homes. We were selling the bigger and stronger slaves to certain people, even in our own community. You just said what they did to we people, or what they did to us. And this is why I said, again, my lens is different.
I don't forget.
You're right, but my lens is different.
Correct.
And this is why I said, to me, the only person who gets to play that slavery card narrative would be the original slaves, the ancestors of the original slaves who were literally right after them, and the little children who would have grown up in the remnants of that. To me, everybody after that shouldn't try to capitalize on that slavery card. That is how I feel. I think that we use it conveniently.
You don't believe in generational wealth then?
I believe in generational wealth. But what I'm saying is this. When I say we don't get to capitalize on it, we play the card conveniently for certain narratives. Now, if
you're saying we play the card conveniently, where's the belief in the generation?
Right. Listen. If we were to give the majority of our citizens right now reparations, monetary, and this comes back to a program that Sister Shirley did the other day, where she was talking to the African brother, and she mentioned he was saying that we get no land, they never give we no land. If we were to give reparations right now in 2026 to the majority of the African community on this island, how many of you all can guarantee me, to the callers on the radio who are listening to us on the airwave and in here, how many of you all can guarantee me that we will use that money properly and build ourselves?
And everything, they have a little bit of people. They always have the clowns, always, and everything.
Let me first say that I think I understand your question to a point. Is it all right for me to engage?
Yes.
Of course.
Go ahead.
The amount of time it's taking, there's a massive breakdown in understanding, firstly, what to do with it. There has been no education in what you should do with those reparations. So first, we need to fix that mindset, that piece of history. It's designed like this on purpose, because other people who would have gotten their reparations know what to do with it,
and they didn't get all the disrespectful treatment before they got it.
Right, so they're not scarred with that. They're not scarred with that. If you look at for example, the situation between France and
French and who?
The French and
which one? Barbados, Caribbean? Because I know somebody recently got it in the Caribbean. You're talking about?
I can't put my finger on the name of the country. Haiti.
Right. Okay.
France and Haiti. You understand?
Right.
Haiti's paying them up to this day for invading them. You understand what I'm saying? So it has been designed in this way. The breakdown will go and it will go, and generations will change and they will change, and they may not value or understand exactly what.
But
he's asking for people to go and research their history so that they can hold on to the importance of the benefit.
Okay. And we, especially heavy duty, and I have to thank heavy duty and X and the veterans, our history, because that is why I didn't bother to argue the point with the t-shirt. Our history has been whitewashed.
Mm-hmm.
The people who supposed to teach us the history, who has the biggest say to teach us the history, played a big part in helping whitewash it. That is why you have now, after all of this, they have the gall and the testicular fortitude to turn around and try to give Kwame Ture a street name.
What?
Half of the young people in Trinidad and Tobago don't know who Kwame Ture is.
Do you know?
Yes.
Is it significant to you?
It is significant to me because I am a patriot. And that is why I said there are a lot of people, even with the emancipation discussion, that is why I said the rhetoric around it could be harmful when you don't give proper education to it.
So let me ask you something. When you received the information that they wanted to give, because you have a very big platform, what did you do?
I spread the information, but you want to know what is the problem? The minds that attack you for spreading the correct information,
But you know better than anyone else. You have to block that out, because if your goal is to share information,
right,
positive information to get a particular outcome, you know that's going to come at you. You know exactly what you was doing when you made that choice.
Right. But the reality of it is this, and this is why I had to do it with the jersey. The jersey was to provoke thought and force people to come to the platform, because there was a series of things I was prepping to do within this coming week, and I wanted to make sure that the largest audience was focused on the platform. So the t-shirt was to provoke them to be there. Now the reality of it is this.
Let me take you back into whipping the people that don't understand.
Okay. So you have a situation here now where the emancipation narrative is out there. Majority of the people who are arguing the point about emancipation knows nothing about it. They don't care about it. They're only hearing one part. The government need to give us. The government need to give us, and it's we and them. And you all, Indian people, don't want us to have. And it's being sold that way. So if reparations was to come in the morning, most of the young people who get any reparations don't even know or understand what they're getting it for. And the people who are going to give it to them, they're going to sell them on one line. Or they're getting this back for slavery.
Well, I don't believe in the reparation talk, basically. Well,
okay. But you can't say that in front of the African diaspora. They'll eat you alive.
Yes, but I said that in the context of, again, going back to Traoré. The French used to exploit those three nations that Traoré in the Sahel. They exploited those three. God, I find that song kind of weird. But
yeah, you're getting a bit of a reveal.
Let me pull you back a little bit.
Yeah,
you're getting a bit of a reveal.
In the Sahel, we saw where the French was kicked out from trying to exploit the resources of those nations. Because those nations have every resource that you could think about in this world. You see how we fight them for oil and gas? Them have minerals like that across the board. Uranium, iron ore, wherever it is, they have it. So, based on that, they have kicked them out. And now waking up.
Right.
Worse yet for we. Who much smaller.
Right.
Who don't have a clue of the bigger picture.
Okay, so look at it. You heard the word you use? Because that word's so powerful. They kicked them out.
Right.
And did a factory set.
Right.
So, you're making me tap into what my show this evening was supposed to be. But I'll say it to you because I've been playing with it in my head. You have the PNM, right? You have the PNM, you have the UNC. You would have had PP, and you would have had all other parties trying to veer to be for this country. because you have had a narrative, a construct that was built by one political party for so long, any other entity that comes and try to change anything that party that has remained there for so long has done, whether it was within the interests of the people or whether it was in the interests of themselves and the people are not benefiting from it,
but
anybody who tries to kick them out or change that narrative will automatically be viewed as the villain if they don't educate the people on why it is beneficial for change.
That's not going to happen, because in 2015, we had a prime minister that came in and sat on a couch with a reporter and spelled out the narrative in front of your face.
Thank you.
The man said that he is going to ensure the rich get rich. It's not a seesaw. That's the first word he said.
Yes.
It's not a seesaw for one side to go up and the next side to come down. He said he's going to make the rich richer and the poor people to eat the crumbs off the table. Nice? When you have people like that, leaders like that, in 2020, 2015, 2020, making statements like that, that alone tells you where we are. That alone tells you where you are as a people and as a narrative going forward. So it have nothing about billing nobody, the poor man, and educating the poor man, and forget that.
And this is why, on my way here driving, the message for later, and what I was saying is, and I will keep saying it, it is broken by design.
Well, it is broken by design, but we have to know that. That's the difference.
It is. So that's what I told you earlier on.
Yeah, it is broken by design, and you see.
That's what I told you when you said if you give it to them, they will not know what to do.
And
with it.
the
That's
thing
the
is,
reason.
and the thing is, that is why anybody, and this listen, I might as well go into it. I'll bring it back later. That is why I said Trinidad is run like a pyramid scheme. Wow. You have the people on the bottom who push in the most effort. You have the middle class or the critical thinking class or the ones who do a little better. That might be X, myself, you. Then after that, you have the politicians. And then after that, you have the people who control the politicians. Everything we push in goes up. And the concept of a pyramid scheme is that we'll tell you that when you push in from the bottom, we on the top will reciprocate for you on the bottom. But it's not happening. And what nobody wants to acknowledge is that eventually it will crash.
Well, yeah, we had a pyramid.
And by the time it does crash, all those people, the Rowleys, the Eric Williams who family benefit, the Chows, and the so on and the so forth, and everybody, they would have already taken their pound of flesh and leave. And you all who on the bottom, who is not grasping that concept, you won't be here to pay for it neither, you know. But your children on the bottom, especially of the social and economic ladder, will pay for it if we don't course correct it now. But anybody who takes that mantle to course correct it will be viewed as the villain.
Well, yeah, it is what it is. It is.
Gentlemen, we have to go for a break. We'll come right back.
The winning numbers in the National Lottery.
Why is Talk City 91.1 FM the leading talk station in Trinidad and Tobago? Because nobody delivers conversations like we do. Start your mornings with Ground Report. Andy Pitbull Williams, Lennox Smith, and Nigel Snipes setting the agenda from 6 to 9 a.m. Then it's Off the Record with Stephan Reese and Mr. X, Fearless Talk, and the issues everybody's discussing. Stay connected with Sharon. Take it front with Officer Shabadi. Go beyond limits with Roland Stewart. Drive home with Heavy Duty and David Welch on Under the Radar. And wrap up your day with Kingsley and OB on The Wrap Up. Real talk, real people, real Trinidad and Tobago. Listen live on Talk City 91.1 FM and follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Talk City 91.1 FM, the #1 talk station in Trinidad and Tobago.
From July 16th to August 1st, Tobago comes alive with its greatest celebration of culture, history, and tradition, the Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Talk City 91.1 FM invites you to journey with us as we discover the people, places, and stories behind this remarkable festival. Here's today's feature.
The Tobago Heritage Festival is much more than a series of cultural shows. It is Tobago's largest annual celebration of history, traditions, and community spirit. Created in the mid-1980s to preserve the island's unique customs, the festival brings Tobago's past to life through music, dance, storytelling, food, and folklore. Unlike many festivals that take place in one location, the Tobago Heritage Festival spreads across villages throughout the island. Each community proudly presents its own traditions, giving visitors an authentic look at Tobagonian life and culture. This year's festival runs from July 16th to August 1st, 2026, celebrating the importance of community, togetherness, and cultural identity. The Tobago Heritage Festival 2026, keeping Tobago's rich heritage alive for future generations.
Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Let we tell the whole story. From July 16th to August 1st, Tobago comes alive with its greatest celebration of culture, history, and tradition, the Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Talk City 91.1 FM invites you to journey with us as we discover the people, places, and stories behind this remarkable festival. Here's today's feature.
Some stories are written in books. Others live in the hearts and memories of a people. One of Tobago's most famous folk legends is that of Gangang Sarah, a mysterious African woman said to have flown across the Atlantic and settled in the village of Golden Lane. According to the legend, she possessed the power of flight, but after living in Tobago and eating salt, she lost her ability to return home. Her story has been passed down through generations and remains one of the island's most treasured pieces of folklore. During the Tobago Heritage Festival, visitors gather in Golden Lane to hear the tale brought to life through storytelling and cultural presentations. It is a reminder that heritage is not only found in historical records, but also in the stories people share from one generation to the next. This is Tobago's oral tradition at its finest, and in 2026, Tobago invites you.
And wherever, right? But as they say, there's no youth vote, right? There's no youth vote. So, like, I don't know if there's even able to grasp the freedoms that they enjoy now.
No, yeah.
How they got it.
I don't think they do.
Who they got it from.
I don't think they do.
Because I don't think they understand what Clive Nunes, what Joe Young, what Kwame Ture, what Makandal Daga and his followers, and all these men and them that fought for the right for black people to get in with a 15 kind of thing, right? Because it was not a case of just walking in and getting an interview and getting in. It was not that.
It was a fight.
It was a real fight back in the day to even think about working in a bank. To how we have it now, when you go in, all you don't know, all you really don't know.
Because look, we have things now like job discrimination laws and work discrimination laws.
And equal opportunities.
Yeah.
And all these different things.
Yeah, and back in the days, there ain't none of that.
You go in the bank now, and you might see about 2 white people.
Yeah.
Might be about 2. You know, the average Joe could get in.
Anywhere.
And all you don't understand, especially all the youths, you all wouldn't understand that history of how you got to work in bank. And let's using banks as the most prolific because that was one of the things that they targeted
the biggest use
back then. Since 1969, the fight since 1970, the fight has been on from since then to now, and it's still going on today. And when we take off the bangles off our hands, but we put it in our head, so the mental slavery is where the problem coming in now, because you're telling yourself certain things supposed to happen, and you taking it for granted. You don't know the kind of fight that they had to fight for us to get in there.
And hide and get locked up.
And get tear gas and all kind of thing. These are the people that fight for you. So you're supposed to be real conscious of those people. And people like Eric, like Rowley, he would never give a street to a man like Kwame Ture, because it's the Indian government that came in and disbanded him. Because the African government at the time banned him from Trinidad and Tobago because of... Yes, he was exiled out of the country. All you have to go up and read. I don't want to give all you go up and read it and see what is his contribution for you to enjoy the freedoms that you enjoy now. Don't take it for granted. That is just so. It didn't happen just so. It didn't happen out of wonder bag and a man guessing. You know, these are the things. And funny enough, the history that we're talking here, half all you don't know it because it's not in no book, no way.
Well, you know, we did hope one day that Mr. Nunes would have documented it.
I really want to bring him in and do it.
Several interviews and countless hours with Mr. Nunes sharing some of these experiences, because he would have been up front and center, and he would have been one of the best persons to reiterate what took place. You know, I believe there are several tapes out there.
Well, let me tell you something, how serious this thing is and what you're talking about educating.
Let's take this call.
Okay.
Hello, welcome.
Caller, good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, caller.
Good day.
To you all in the studio, and to the audience that is listening to you all. I just want to congratulate Mr. X. On this show that you have. He must understand. A lot of people doesn't understand the meaning of there's a place and time for everything. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
But I agree with Mr. S. There's place and time for everything. And for Mr. Obi, when you leave this platform today, you should look the book as ticket. Trinidad is up. Trinidad is up.
You say you have to leave.
Oh, okay.
So you all just enjoy the day and be safe.
All right, cool.
Very good program.
Thanks.
I always listen every day.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks for your listenership.
Obi, I don't want you to leave this place, and I'll tell you.
Listen. Listen, let me tell you something.
Let me tell you why.
Let me tell you something. And now that he done, he go in and draw he balize tea and drink it. So I know worried.
But I think that you're a great mind as a young man.
Yeah, but my mind isn't appreciated here.
Well, that's
and I'll say. Let me tell you why I say that. My mother, who is in heaven, Will Frederick, said that my son. She said this to me more than one time. She said, "Son, I'm convinced that you were born in the wrong era." Well, and I feel that way sometimes.
Well, okay.
Let's put it this way. Can you allow me to give you flowers?
Yeah.
Do you ever?
You don't give flowers, you know. You just give more than flowers. You just get land. As get reparations. So we give man land now, man.
I think you're an extremely intelligent brother. However, you're a little emotional.
Yeah.
And
I'm very passionate in my beliefs.
And very passionate. That's another good.
One thing I've learned to listen.
In this business, in this business, I want you to take this going forward. Take it from a young old man. Your back had to be real broad, you know, and sometimes you had to listen twice
and cut once.
Yeah, because you'll get emotional and jump out yourself.
Yeah. Try
and then you will think that people don't understand you and that you have some kind of great mind. But the fact is that sometimes it will take the people some time to grasp what you're saying. Everybody doesn't receive at the same rate. You understand? So if they engage you one way, you have to try to come at from a next direction angle, because I totally understand what you're saying.
I'm tired of dumbing down myself with people, boy.
No.
Because that is real.
It's not dumbing down yourself. If you're in this business and if you want to go forward in this business, not just on the streaming business, you have to have that patience. Not everyone will agree with you, and you can't get vexed. You just have to try to give them your point in a different way.
Yep.
You understand? Because
I don't get vexed, you know. I think I just feel like
what you were saying and what X was saying is able to marry itself, because you were going down the road of a particular point, and because you're on that track, you're not seeing what he's saying.
Well, it's not that I'm not seeing what he's saying, you know, but to me, that settings is just so old school, and I don't see us moving forward.
No, you can't. You have to teach.
no.
Let me tell you this. My dad, who is locked on right now.
So I just feel like
Okay, let me put
My
this
dad,
way,
who's
let me
locked
put this
on
way.
right now,
I'm
can't
listening.
seem to understand the concept of moving the TV through the source. Or the way it receives cable, the way it receives Netflix. He can't seem to grasp that. And I was getting angry. And somebody said to me, "No, Nigel, you have to."
I don't like, you know. So it's like me trying to explain streamlining this.
Yes.
And viewing everybody as dinosaurs if they don't understand where I'm coming from.
You're tired of dumbing down yourself. It could never be dumbing down yourself if you want to honestly give somebody good information.
It's just that sometimes I just feel like
No, you
they're being extra belligerent, boy.
No. You're being very young there in your thoughts, right? You have to be able to listen twice as much as you talk. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so you listen twice as much as you talk, right? Now, where have I disagreed with you?
You didn't disagree with me.
Most important.
Yeah, you didn't.
That is the learning for today. I didn't disagree with you. I agree with what you're saying, but not on that day.
You're going to be very great because I like the way you debate.
Remember,
I tell you this here today. You are going to be one of the greatest.
Yep. You're going to earn your spot. You're going to earn your spot.
And it will take you some time to catch it. But I just love the way you're passionate about what you share.
That is why I didn't disagree with you. Because I could have disagreed with you, but I didn't disagree with you. I just disagree with the time and place of the one day. You have 364 days to do everything else you're talking about it. Everything else you're talking about
people wanted to want a racial rant about
it.
They want. That's what they wanted.
Yeah, I would never go down that road.
Stir that up, and you know why they wanted to stay.
Yeah, I would never go down that road with them.
So that is why I didn't disagree with you. Because I could have disagreed with you to make the show and go down certain road with you, but I chose not to go down that road because I was listening twice.
You know,
talking
somebody
once.
mentioned the late great Basdio Pandey, and I would have loved to hear his view on this situation that took place.
Well, you know, most of my debating points and thing came from people like him. I would listen to Ben Shapiro, Charlie Kirk. But in terms of veterans, I would listen to how Manning and Pandey used to have their banter. And then from there, I'd listen to people like X. I would have listened to he passed away, Gladiator.
Did you hear the response of the Prime Minister?
Yeah.
Tack and diplomacy.
Yeah. Nice.
Tack and diplomacy, boy.
And for the first time in many years,
What I like her for, you see, when she's scripted, she is spot on.
Yeah.
You see, when she off script, she just be a little wavy.
Yeah.
But anytime you see she's scripted, it's because she just think.
And you know what? When she's scripted is when she's on my level, because when she's scripted, she has a very dark sense of humor, and her satire does be leaking out her pores.
Yeah,
she know how to hit you.
She know how to beat them.
It's like she just hit your spirit blow.
I love the way you just put the Prime Minister on your level, but we'll move on.
No. And that's what I say. No. Let me tell you, it's not the first time I've said it. It's not the first time I've said it, and I have gotten proof that I made the statement. No. I've gotten proof that I made the statement at time. She saw it. And she said, I agree with him in a screenshot. So I know she heard me said it before. No, somebody sent the message to her and she sent it back. And so I know that she saw it. She has a very dark sense of humor. And her satire is on a different level. So when she hit, she knows what buttons to press. Brilliant. Tack and diplomacy. The woman is a genius. I don't care what nobody say. You gotta get Jackie Jacket and Jimmy Boots. Cams know when to punch down. She knows when.
Gentlemen, we at that time. You know, thank you for having me with you today.
It was great.
Well, it was great.
No, but you here with us for the week though.
Is that's so?
Yeah.
I didn't watch my schedule.
You're here with us for the week.
I didn't watch
until
my
about
schedule.
Tuesday.
More money, man. More money, man. Don't study that. Don't study that.
My friend, money ain't no problem.
But
but today was great. This was a great show.
To all the people on the internet, thanks for your listenership. You don't have to agree with what we say.
Yeah.
Or what I say, or whatever the case may be. But
I felt as if the callers didn't get a chance to really express what they want.
We'll open up the phone lines tomorrow if they want. But you know what I try to do? This is how I learn. I don't have to agree with everything I said, but what I do take from any debate is the things that I could learn to add to my discussion. Yeah. And that is how I think you should view knowledge. There's a lot of things that Charlie Kirk said that I wouldn't agree with, but there was also an abundance of stuff that he said that I think is gospel spot on. That's just what it is.
Certain people, you have to learn the art of reading what somebody did not say as opposed to what they did say. Quite have some little things that is pick up with certain people. You must listen to what they did not say. That is the key. You see, if you listen to what they did not say, you'll go along.
Alright guys, let's wrap it up.
But that brings us to the end of the show today. Evildoers of minds have the genius of expressing the obvious. So stop walking around with the political blinkers on as they just around our posts. Have a good day, TNT, and mind your bloody business.
Trinidad and Tobago, remember, you cannot become a first world nation with a third world mentality. Make a better version of yourself. Trinidad and Tobago. Stay safe out there.
Talk City 91.1.